fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Better people. Oh, baby. Better people. The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Team strong, bonds like no other. Brothers, sisters, ain't no undercover. Victory sweet, but honor even sweeter. Every race together makes the fight deeper. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Great racers, better people. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Better people.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHG World Series. We are in Season 2. This is our kickoff. We are doing Round 1 at the Nurburgring today. We're going to start off with splits 1 and 3. I am joined in the booth with my buddy TK. Say hi.
Hi.
So, we are looking forward to an exciting set of racing today. We've got the longest track in the game, the Nurburgring, that these guys are going to have to tackle in the rain. Let's actually go to the round info here, and TK, you can go through the details.
Absolutely. So this is the first race of Season 2, and it is a doozy. Round 1 at the Nurburgring Endurance, 7 laps. Tire wear is ×2, fuel is ×3, and they are the Group 3 cars of the manufacturers they chose. Also, all tires are available, but medium tires are required. So there is going to be a bit of strategy involved in this one, and then we already know it's going to start in the rain. So looking forward to the chaos and seeing, these skilled drivers really teach me a thing or two about driving around the green hell.
Yeah, and we're going to start this off with Split 1. This is all, like TK said, we're doing this as a Manufacturer's Cup with the drivers having chosen their manufacturer at the beginning, and they will run that throughout the season. We also run a split qualifier Tuesday through Thursday each week in order to determine what split you're going to be in. So you don't run in the same split all season. You might be good at one track and not so great at another. So the maximum amount of points is up for grabs here in Split 1. That's going to be the first race that we're going to watch. We also have a set of bonus points available in every split. There are 5 points available to the overall fastest qualifier during the week. PHG Jorge Sr. Is our top qualifier, so he's already locked in those 5 bonus points. There's an additional 5 bonus points for whoever gets the pole in each split. An additional 5 bonus points for whoever has the fastest lap in each split. 1 additional bonus point for leading a single lap. And 5 more bonus points if you lead the most laps. So lots of points up for grabs. Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting one. And I see that Papa has joined us in the booth as well. Papa, how you doing, sir?
He might not be able to hear us. I see some thing on his card, but also Leo, Las Vegas.
Leo's joined.
How you doing, bud? There we go.
Hello,
we got Papa and Leo. All right. Right, we transitioned back to the host screen. I was prepared for Papa, so he's up on the... We got him on the board here. Leo, I didn't know you were going to be joining us for a little while. That's a nice surprise.
I didn't know either until I got home, like 10 minutes ago.
Well,
all right.
I'm just going to throw this out here right now. Leo, Sal, tomorrow's race, you're going down.
Oh,
McLaren for the win.
McLaren for the win.
I honestly don't see that happening, but okay, you're entitled to your opinions.
That's only because you know how I am at NERB.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the McLaren.
And everything to do with you.
Yes.
All right, so I think from here on out, I'm going to turn it over to TK's to be our lead commentator for the race. I think we are close to getting the qualifying underway. It looks like we've got a number of people still sitting in the pits. So we do have some practice going on, which actually if we switch over to that, we can see practice going. But TK's, I'm going to let you run with it from here on out.
All right, Sal, thank you so much. Sal is going to remain on the production broadcast, taking care of the camera and behind-the-scenes goodies.
Cougar.
Unlike the 2 people in the booth with me, I did not... Well, I guess I did 1 lap here, but that's it. I didn't qualify like you guys did. What are you thinking as far as the race goes, Papa?
Ooh, it's going to be tricky at the start. The first 2 to 3 laps are going to be wet, as you can see right now. And I think that tends to lead more to an advantage to the MR cars, like the McLaren,
For sure.
Ferrari, stuff like that. But I think as it dries out, those last 4 to 5 laps, it's going to come down to track knowledge and outright speed through this thing.
Indeed.
It should balance out by the end. Should be good.
It should be good. And as far as strategy goes, Leo, I mean, you don't have to give anything away, but have you done any practice to see how long those medium tires hold on? Leo?
Okay. Hi.
There he
Yes, I'm here.
Yes,
Sorry.
He's back.
I don't
I
run
was-
out to my truck to grab something.
I was asking if you've done any testing on how long the medium tires last around here, since they are the required tire.
That's a good question. I did for qualifying, just because how hard and how fast the softs disappeared. So I feel like that maybe after the rain, that's what you would want to be on.
Right.
Hards, I don't see hardly anybody using for very long.
I
All
got
pun
you.
intended. So I don't know. 7 laps.
Okay, so enough that you use the enters 2 to 3 laps, and then
Yeah.
should be good. Just so we're most likely looking at a 1-stopper, which I mean, around a track like this, it's such a long lap. I mean, 8 minutes plus. I mean, the guys we're seeing now on screen, they're the aliens of this track, and they're well under 8 minutes, which is wild to me. As we go and look, and now we did talk about this in the intro, it is manufacturer based, and so the manufacturer you pick, that's what you got to stick with. This season as it goes, we'll have a combination of Group 3 and Group 4, so there's some manufacturers who we know have a very dominant Group 3 car, like the BMW that we have on screen here. And then their Group 4 car, not so much. And Leo, you picked Mazda, so you're going from FR in Group 3 to the FF in Group 4. I know you love the Mazdas, both of them, but did you have any thought to pick anything else, or was it just no questions asked, I'm going Mazda, it doesn't matter?
I gave great consideration actually going back to Chevrolet, just because I like Chevys, and I go with whatever brand I like the most, and Mazda's always been my top because my dream car is an FD RX-7.
Hell yeah.
And now that I know how to drive a right-hand drive vehicle, I can just get me one and not have to worry about that.
And they're virtually the same thing.
Yeah. So, but those are my two go-to manufacturers. The Vet has seen some love. I will give it that. Group 4 Vet, no,
not so much.
Just terrible.
And I'm loving all these liveries we're seeing on the screen right now.
Heck yeah.
Great work, everyone. Really great work. And Papa, you went with McLaren, which, as you were saying, is definitely going to have an advantage at the start of this race. Are you comfortable with both the Group 3 and Group 4?
With the McLaren, I'm super comfortable with them, both. As everybody knows, it's my favorite car in the game. However, with the Group 4 bump we just went through a couple weeks ago, the Group 4 McLaren got hit pretty hard. And I really don't have much practice with it, so...
That's good news for me.
Yeah.
Well, the Mazda 3 right now is back on top. I mean, the Genesis is definitely up there, but holy cow, I've been driving that Mazda all week, and it's so much fun. Once you figure out how to deal with the massive amounts of understeer.
Just floor it.
Just floor it, exactly. And
Everywhere.
We got another Mazda runner here. with the
my teammate.
Racer 51.
Who's honestly going to be the only one running it in the Mazda because I just realized I have to run tomorrow and I have to work. And by 12 o'clock, I will be out and about doing and delivering mail, hopefully. So, unfortunately, I will not make it tomorrow.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Likely story, Leo. Likely story.
He just doesn't want to lose to you. Oh wait, no, he won that race, didn't he?
I don't even remember.
I came in third.
Uh,
Oh, that was good times.
Yes, it was.
Ooh, it looks like a
Big
nice
slide.
little spin there in the background. That Nissan, right? That's a Nissan. I can't tell just by the wing.
I think Kevin is in the Nissans.
Oh,
Oh, Beamer.
Oh,
BMW.
Beamer. It's right for place.
Oh. Yikes.
Not a big BMW guy, by the way.
Oh, I like BMWs. I probably would never own one unless it was like an old one, but I like them.
The only one I
Gotcha.
like is the one with the V10.
Fair.
That's. Other than that, the cost to maintain them. Is
Oh yeah, it's
outrageous.
It's ridiculous. Every now and again for work, they're like, "Hey, can you buy a BMW or an Audi or a Mercedes, but whatever the base model is, so like a 325 or something like that."
Yeah.
And it always bites us in the butt. It's like, nope, never mind. This has too many things. Our techs can't work on them or don't have the crazy tool needed to work on them.
Oh yeah. Like the scan tool to tell the batteries,
To
tell the
work.
alternator to stop overcharging it.
But they are a blast to drive. Yeah, I like that by SPC.
Yeah.
Now, Poppy, the livery on your McLaren, did you make that or was that made by somebody?
I made my liveries.
Awesome.
I have another livery I'll be using for tomorrow's race, but the black and red one I did that. I made another one for tomorrow.
Awesome. Oh, and so, I mean, I'm just now realizing, because I've just been chatting with my buddies, qualifying has started. So...
Oh, these are the outlaps.
Yeah. So here we go, y'all.
Whoops.
We're not paying attention. Hope you are.
I thought it was still practice. Nice.
Exactly.
Well, good
There's
thing it
room
is
in
the
this
outlap.
lobby. I'm
Since
hopping
Jersey had
in.
that 3-second penalty.
The more you know.
The more you know. And we learned yesterday and Wednesday and Tuesday that you only have time for one hot lap. There's
Yep,
no going
yep.
back to the pits. You go out and you get what you get.
Yep. I mean, unless you want to start from the back.
Which, I mean, could be a really good strategy because you're going to avoid the chaos for the most part.
Right.
And then you'll depending on how the weather goes, you could be the one who gets to go into the pits while everybody else is still, it wasn't quite dry enough for them to pit at that time, but it is for you by the time you get there. So there is some strategy involved with that, but it'll be interesting.
I was just noticing while we were watching Wade's CBR, Cornbread Racing, he's on the soft tires already.
Oh.
He didn't come out on the wets.
Holy cow. I'm going to do a quick scroll through the field. He's not the only one. Jorge Sr. also
Yeah.
on the softs.
It may not be a bad strat at all.
Our double U is on the wets, and everybody else is on the intermediate. So Wade and Jorge seem to be comfortable enough because you can see the dry line there. It is there. But this is such a hard track, and it's so easy to get off the line.
I mean, honestly, it may not be a bad strat. Do racing softs, maybe TC3, 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Racer 51 is also on the soft. So we got 3 drivers on the
Nice.
softs.
I bet that's your 1, 2, 3.
Yep, they are confident and feel like they know this track. I mean, you look at the moisture meter there, and it is borderline. You know, it's right at that. I wonder. What was that, Leo?
I said I'm glad they feel that confident about this practice. I would not be.
Indeed.
I love the Strat, but yeah, I don't think that one's for me.
Good to see. It's good to see. Banana is now on his hot lap. He's the first driver out there. Everybody else is following suit on the intermediates, but you can see as they drive around, that moisture meter is going up and down. So there are definitely wet parts of this track.
Right.
So it's going to take real precision.
Looks like it goes up a little bit in the corners.
Mm-hmm. In the corners, on the curbs, the closer you get to the edge.
Yep.
So the intermediate drivers are going to be able to use the whole track, right? Whereas the soft runners are going to be limited. But we can already see Banana trying to cool off his tires going into the wet stuff because the track is drying out. So they're having to make adjustments to how they drive. Coming on to the Nordschleifer.
He did pretty good on his outlap as far as tire wear because it was still wet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll be okay, but yeah, it's better safe than sorry. I know those wet spots you can keep those tires cooled off.
And I'm spotting something. If you go back to P8 or P9 and P10, the CBR drivers have pulled off on the side of the road. I think they're waiting for a nice clear track, and they're going to work together. I love to see it. I like this strategy. This is cool. They probably didn't want anybody to know, but I'm watching. We're watching.
Yep.
The secret's out.
So they're going to wait till the last minute, I guess, because they are on the straight. And they're just going to...
Got 3-minute overtime after the 20 minutes. So they'll probably wait till, what about the 6-minute mark?
Yeah. And then hopefully they don't make a mistake because they do have, it looks like three drivers that they want to clear, but one of them also seems to be sitting still, or are they moving now? Who is that? Somebody. Oh, they're just going very slowly. I see. It was Racer 51 way back there, and it looks like Bobagito is on the move. Wade CBR holding steady. Long straight here.
Honestly, Bobagito, even though he's on the mediums, the intermediate wets, look for him to be on the pole too.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is super fast.
He's lightning.
Yeah.
His,
here we go. We got two working together here. Forward RW.
Mm-hmm. BMW and Genesis going at it. And we were talking about this yesterday about how difficult it is to follow somebody closely through these technical sections.
Yeah.
And
that's part of being confident with the track again, and your skill set, your skill level.
Just knowing you can do it.
Yep.
And RW is on the full wets, so I feel like the track is pretty dry to make any real positive gains. But as we saw in qualifying, it just takes one mishap to ruin your lap, or two or three or four, depending. And so, I mean, even his best lap on the wets could still be better than others just because of how difficult this really is. SPC Cole Trickle in the chromed out Genesis coming around here. Looking confident on the intermediates. You can see his tire wear is starting to show on those fronts. They've got over half a lap before it's over. And then they get to do 7 laps. So good for them.
Yeah.
7
Yay!
laps.
There's a reason I'm not participating in this one. So no thanks. No thanks, Tom Hanks.
There we go. There's the line.
You needed it. I know you did.
I did.
Don't worry.
Oh man, yeah, this is not one of my favorite tracks, but hey, it's still fun to run with your friends. So
Absolutely.
I love this place.
And now,
Wait, what?
SPC. What? Wait a minute. What?
Not.
That didn't sound right.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
No.
That's
So,
correct.
SPC Cold Trickle, I believe, actually qualified for the second split. However, due to a driver not being able to make it and Salamander running the production tonight, that bumped SPC up. So this is a good opportunity for Cole to grab some important points.
This is where Cole needs to be. He's a pretty dang fast guy.
Yeah, he is. He should be in here. It's just a matter of getting those laps in when you need him.
Yep.
PHG jersey in the Toyota Supra. We got quite a number of Toyota drivers, but not everyone is using the same Supra in the Group 3. Some are choosing to use the Concept, which is interesting. I'm not super familiar with the Concept, but I do know this Group 3 Supra pretty well. Have either of you dabbled with both?
No, to make that a simple answer.
Yep.
I'm not much of a super fan. I have a hard time controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I pretty much I don't want to say avoid them because it was the OP car for quite a while.
Sometimes you just had to bite the bullet, right?
Right. But yeah, I'll stick to the MRs. That seems to be my comfort zone.
You do well with them, that's for sure. Now, what about you, Leo? Have you used the Concept or just
I've
the
actually
Supra?
used both of them before. So like in the early days of me playing this online, I was actually using the FT1 Concept car.
Okay.
That thing is a bear because anytime it gets any chance to lose traction, it will. Going
That
to
car is
Are bears
car-
known for losing traction?
Right.
they can in the mud. I've
That
seen it.
FT1, back in the early days, like you were saying, that was one of my favorite cars.
Yeah.
But it did go through a bop change, and at the same time with the Beetle, they just both got super bopped and just aren't good. Shaggy Doo.
Shaggy Doo, and it looks like Banana is getting close to crossing the start-finish line. He's coming through the final sector, so we will get our first lap time here as he comes into this tricky braking zone. Spraying up water, getting those tires wet. He's coming around the corner. And let's see, it is a bit longer to the finish line than you would think as he crosses the line with an 8:16.294.
It's not bad on a wet track.
No, it is not. Vetterdan will be next in the Corvette. Beautiful livery. All the Corvette runners are running a Salamander livery.
Yes, all matching liveries except for the actual color. Red, white, and blue.
It's looking good. Who do we have next here?
You'll have to see it. Oak.
PHG Oak.
Yeah. One of our new
Yes.
members.
Going along the long straight.
Aptly named.
And it keeps going.
Looks like we got a couple cars coming up before him, though.
You're right. It looks like PH. That's interesting. The order got flipped around on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
So
we go.
RW's crossing the line right now. He does a 8:39.647.
Yep.
Jersey. Looks like he's running P2.
Jersey up in P2. He ran a 8:22.697.
Wow.
And so he crossed the line. 8. Ooh. Did that say 9:24?
Yeah. He must have had some issues back there.
Yeah. See what Talon can do. I like the livery here, Talon. Very
Yeah.
nice. Well, Under Armour orange action.
Wait, I just
Talon
wanna-
up to
Oh.
P2.
Nice talent. Team Fart represented.
Fart. So let's see. We have one driver on the inners, which is Shaggy Doo. Bobajito on inners. Fast Cougar on inters. Pyro on very worn inters. Jorge Sr. on the softs. Wade on the softs. And Racer 51 on the softs. So soft runners tires look a lot better than these intermediate runners. That is for sure. Look how worn those fronts are. And the rears. Jeez, on the rear of Shaggy's car.
Those
They are just
Ferraris, man.
too hot. Too hot.
I bet he had a good time going. He could be in the top 5 pretty easy here.
Comes
Yeah.
around. I think he could. A little squiggle. Getting a little sideways. Get on the wet stuff because those tires are screaming. As Shaggy goes top 5.
There
Ever
we
so
go.
slightly. But we got these soft tire runners coming up, y'all. And
Yeah.
something tells me that their time's going to be real good.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely way more brave than any of us would be.
Yeah.
I still can't figure out how they're doing it and getting around the track.
Yeah. You gotta be laser focused, and we are not that, are we, Leo?
No.
Mhm.
No, I'm not either. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a special type of attention span you need, and we do not have it.
What about that squirrel now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did my phone light up? What's that?
Oh, shiny object.
And Bobajito getting very close to Barry R. Gonna come across the line,
Oh,
and he's going to get P3.
nice.
Next up, I believe we have
Cougar.
Fast Cougar.
How about
And it's
buddy?
it's amazing in overcast and cloudy skies that livery is so bright.
Right?
That is
That's like
Very
glowing
bright.
right there.
yeah.
That is beyond cricket
19.
couch green.
And P3,
Oh, here's
Hey.
Jorge. First of our
Jorge.
soft. There is. P1.
boom, all the way up
Pyro.
to the top. Pyro on the ender. Look how those are I think the worst enders we've seen.
Gotta love the Jenny.
And good enough for P9.
So we still got 2 CBR. Oh, we got Wade.
And Racer.
51.
I did see earlier in the lap, I switched over to Racer 51, and he had damage at one point. So he had some type of incident.
Mm.
Not sure what it was. And P2 for Wade.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
12
Well,
seconds.
yeah.
12 and a half. Holy cow. Jorge. That's something else
Easy
right
there, bud. Wow.
I can see the chat, howdy. I have it popped out.
Racer 51 coming across here in the Mazda.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh,
It didn't
Oh,
make
damn.
it.
Get. Ah,
Wow.
that's frustrating.
right.
So in P1, we have Jorge Sr. with an 802 in the wet. An 802, y'all. Jeez Louise, Jorge. 802.520. Then next we have Wade in the Ferrari with an 815.091. Then Banana in the BMW M6 with an 816.294. We have Talon in the Nissan GTR with an 819.787. Then we have Fast Cougar in the McLaren 650S with a 820.613. Then we have Bobajito CBR in the Genesis with an 820.919. Then Jersey in the Supra with an 822.697, followed by Vetterdan for P8 In the Corvette, surprise, surprise, with an 823.425. Then in P9, we have Shaggy Doo, also in a Ferrari, with an 824.054. Then we have PHG Pyro P10 in the Genesis with an 829.302, followed by his Genesis comrade, SPC Cole Trickle, with an 829.629. Then we have RW in the BMW M6 with an 839.647. P13K Naranjo PHG Oak in the M6 with a 924.840. And then unfortunately, Racer 51 was unable to put a time down, and he is in the Mazda RX-7 Vision.
Yeah, he put in chat that he had the wrong mathematics.
The maths are hard. The maths
Right.
are hard. All
Well,
right, so
man, that would be a question for Sal, if he can jump over there.
it's going to be interesting to see, because it looks like the rain is coming down hard once again. So this race is going to start wet. And it seemed like it dried up pretty quickly, though, out there for the qualifying. So maybe one and done on the inners, and then you switch over to the mediums, or I guess only time will tell. Only time will tell.
It's whenever they feel safe.
I'm intrigued with the tire strat because I haven't had a chance to do any race practice. So I was going to try to get that done today, and that didn't happen. Life got in the way again.
Silly life.
God dang it.
It's always in the way. It's like, enough already. So with Jorge, with a very dominant time, I just don't see how he doesn't win. I don't know, but I mean, we know these drivers are talented. Plenty of A-pluses in here. And looks like we're about to get started. If we can switch over to the race screen.
There we go.
All right,
Jorge
y'all.
Sr. on pole position, ready to go. Windshield wipers are blasting. They're starting to move. Rolling start is engaged. Turn 1 here is a doozy. It is a full U-turn. And here they go. Coming up the straight. Getting ready for the braking zone. It's always awkward when you are in P1. When do you brake? And it looks like he brakes perfectly. Everybody's keeping it together. Very nice. They're going too wide in the back, but Jorge Sr. gets away cleanly. We got Racer 51 hoping he can make up some ground. Everyone is on the intermediate tires as they're coming into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium portion. And keeping it tight and clean. Too wide there for P11. Coming down. Now they're going to take a quick shortcut from the GP circuit with a hard right-hander. As Talon is pushing hard on PHG Banana, but he has got Fast Cougar right behind him. Gets a little squiggly there. See if Fast Cougar wants to send it up the inside. No, he backs out, thinks better of it. But now Talon is applying the pressure to Banana, looking to maybe go on the inside. No, he does not. Keeps it single file. Looks like it's single file all the way down the order. Everyone keeping it very clean. And Jorge is not getting away from Wade. Wade is keeping the pressure on. The track is wet. I'm seeing it spike up a little bit up to that top 2/3. So that's where you kind of consider wet tires, but no, everybody's keeping it on the intermediates as they go onto the Nordschleifer here. And this is where things are going to get crazy.
Yeah.
It does look like everybody's keeping it clean going through the order. We have 2 wide now going down the hill. Oh my goodness. What do you guys think about that start so far, Leo?
I mean, good on Wade for, not overshooting the braking area. 'Cause that would have been tragic. other than that, I like how everybody's keeping it nice and tidy. No one's pushing yet because no point in doing it with the track being soaking wet. I mean,
Right.
that's cause issues.
Indeed, and there. I mean, this track is so narrow; it is hard to pass, and it is, as we can see, very wet. It looked like we got maybe Shaggy Dew putting the pressure on Bobagito. You know, wants to make a move, backs out of it. We can see him dancing on the throttle now on the brake, but Bobagito goes wide. He got the grass, and that allows Shaggy Dew, being patient, being smart. Pyro gets by Bobagito and continues forward as, Jersey getting by Bobagito. Bobagito falling down the order, and Betterdan now as he tries to regain the speed loss. That is a terrible place to have an issue because it is a high-speed part of the track, and you lose so much momentum as we go into this tricky right-hander. You really got to slow it down, and it looks like he's regained his composure and is able to continue on. Let's take a replay of this. Papa, you want to walk us through it?
Kudos. Yeah, Shaggy was putting pressure on him. I don't know if that's what caused him to go wide, but that turn is tricky. You don't realize how much you're going to slip there on this wet conditions. So, kudos to everybody for not taking anybody else out.
Yeah, that's, unbelievable how there's been really no contact that we've seen, at least.
Right.
Looking good. And now Jorge's starting to stretch his legs. I imagine he comes into the pits for the mediums after this lap because he is a good bit further. And then look at that gaggle, a straight up gaggle of cars. Wade holding off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the rest of the field is right there.
Right.
And he takes a little bit of curb, but he seems okay. Talon is applying the pressure. You know, I think Shaggy had the right idea. You don't need to make a move. You just need to make your presence known and hope the person in front of you makes a mistake.
Yep.
I think a lot of drivers right now are driving in their mirrors a little bit, but now Wade is starting to pull away, and Talon's falling under pressure of CBR. No, he passed Cougar. As we look going there, it's just, relentless. Jorge is now almost 2.5 seconds ahead. And then everybody else there. The windshield wipers are still going, but the moisture meter is decreasing. I wonder, Shirley, what would you do, Leo, looking at what we're seeing now? We can't see the radar. Are you thinking come in this lap, or are you thinking do one more?
I personally would do, without seeing that radar and seeing if anything else is coming in, it's hard to say, but as quickly as it dried out qualifying, I'd say I'd be following whoever's in front of me because I don't know.
That's a good strategy sometimes.
If not, maybe another lap, but then you run the risk of burning up those intermediates.
Yeah, I think the safe bet's for 2 laps. But
We got a replay here as he tries to get by Jersey, and he does so, making up some places that he lost with that costly mistake while Shaggy was putting him under pressure. Ooh, he keeps it on track. Okay, he's flirting with danger. He and Barry are getting real close as they go through the carousel now, and he's applying the pressure to Betterdan. So Bobagito really eager to make up those positions lost. He was fortunate to keep the car pointed in the right direction, and oh my goodness, look at that. It's not wet out there anymore. Look at that. I think it's time they go to softs. I probably wouldn't, just like you were saying, Leo, because I'm not confident I would stay on the line, but as they go too wide, and Shaggy Dew, 6th place there for Shaggy Dew. PHG Pyro applying pressure. Betterdan and Bobagito all right behind them. Everybody's just eager to get by, but it seems like some of them will back off a little bit because they don't want to force the issue, but then they get swallowed up by the car behind them. So it's really hard to drive in your mirrors and also see what's going on in front of you, which is what the majority of these drivers are having to do. I saw a little wiggle back there, but everybody seems to be pointing in the right direction. on with PHG Pyro, and then up to Wade CBR, who is still under pressure and just can't quite get to Jorge, but he has dropped the gap down by over a second. Yeah, it was 2.5. Now we're at 1.2. And
super impressive how they're all still in a freaking pack.
indeed, and nobody's taking each other out. This is the reason why they are the top split.
Right.
These are the top drivers that we have here in the PHG crew, as well as some of the other racing teams and free agents, of course. We got to throw Talon in there. They go through the mini carousel. So we're coming up towards the end of the first lap. I honestly thought there would be some carnage. We did see Bobagito fall down the order, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was just running off track, as we now have a replay of Banana coming in, and does he get by?
Nice save.
Very nice save. Almost loses it into Fast Cougar. But again, I think it's key to be pointed in the right direction. To go side by side on the long straight. Slipstream is going to come into play. Looks like Talon's putting a move on. Oh my goodness, the slipstream is very strong. They are gaining on Jorge almost half a second now. That huge lead he had is all but disappearing. But it does look wet here on this part of the track.
Talon to P2.
Talon up to P2, getting past Wade in the slipstream.
Yep.
And are they going to stay out? Jorge stays out. Jorge stays out. It looks like everybody's staying out. They're not quite confident enough.
Safe bet. Come on, somebody's got to come in.
Indeed.
Unfortunately,
There
this
is.
part of the.
Go ahead, Leo.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, this part of the track is probably still sopping wet because they have not been driving on it.
Yeah, it's true.
So, a couple more laps, yeah, it will dry out. But that back half where they just came from, with all the cars running, that's better to be in the back, honestly.
Yeah.
In my opinion, right now, because that is actually going to be a drier track than the front runners will be dealing with.
And that's exactly what we saw in qualifying. The people who crossed the line last marched up the order because they were dealing with a much drier track. But that wouldn't have happened without the front runners drying it out for them by going over it. We hop on board with Wade CBR. That's Cornbread Racing. They do love their food over there. But he's in a very nice Ferrari livery. Ferrari. The Ray-Ban, it's got that dark red from a couple years ago. It looks very nice. Talon, though, applying the pressure. Now on Jorge. Oh my goodness, Talon just moving. And he's all over it. Jorge's having to think twice as they get onto the Nordschleifer. Take that first crucial left-hander. You got to slow way down, and then it's down the hill. How brave are you? Do you keep it pinned? Let's see if we get a little lift here. Nice little lift. No brakes. Back on the throttle. So he comes down into the first braking zone onto the Nordschleifer here. Getting it slowed down to second gear and then back on the throttle. This part of the track is so technical and so difficult, especially in the wet. Hats off to these guys because Talon is really just not giving Jorge anything. Just staying on the back.
Talon loves this track.
He does, doesn't
Especially
he?
in the rain.
He's a special fella.
He is a special fella.
Good battle there for P3 with CBR, or I keep saying that, with Fast Cougar and Banana on Wade CBR. Trying to find a way to pass. You definitely aren't going to miss Fast Cougar out there. That thing is beyond bright. Just keeping Jorge within reach.
Top 5 under a blanket still.
Yeah. I bet it's nice and warm.
Rest of them aren't that far behind, so.
It's true. You know, when you see this race in dailies or in GTWS, like the pack splits up quite a bit. As Fast Cougar gets run wide, Banana runs wide. And Shaggy Doo with a half-second penalty. And can Banana rejoin safely? He does. Good rejoin by Banana. Let's see what happened here. So we have...
What happened to Better Dan? Do all this.
Sure.
I think it's when Fast Cougar came back on the track, just wrong place.
Wrong time. As there's a little bit more contact here on
boy.
Banana as Fast Cougar tries to make them move or vice versa. Oh, as Oak dives down the inside. Coming around. Oh my god, they're too tight. This is
Right?
too close for comfort in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd have had a heart attack by now.
And the track is definitely drying out. They've chilled out a little bit there. Come into a very slow double left-hander and get back on the throttle. If I were W, I would just kind of wait for something to happen, because clearly it's about to, as it does happen. And Bobagito again goes off, and W takes advantage. Bobagito not having the best day or evening here, as he just too late on the brakes, runs wide, gets damage, and gets overtaken. Going up the hill. And so he's now in P9. Jorge still in first, Talon in second, Wade CBR in third, and it looks like now they've got a little bit of breathing room with Shaggy Doo being behind Wade, but he does have a half-second penalty, which on this long straight will hurt.
Yeah, it just compounds.
Yeah, it just. Luckily, though, he doesn't have anybody immediately behind him. He's almost 4 seconds clear of Banana, so they won't be in the slip, and clearly are going to continue this scrap here for P5, as it is a 5-way battle. As Banana runs wide, and that allows Oak to come through, and it allows Fast Cougar to come through. Now there's no room. Fast Cougar putting the pressure on, going into the mini carousel. Oh no, that's the regular carousel.
That's right.
I got confused where I was. And let's see how this happened. What does he do here? Does he just clip a little too much, or a little late on the brakes? Just too late on the brakes.
Yep. Didn't hit nothing though, so.
Ooh. And Oak almost lost it there too. You can see Fast Cougar here has the run on both of them. There's just nowhere to go. Can't get through, and then they get to the carousel. So that is Banana in P6, Oak in P5, Shaggy Doo 4, Fast Cougar in 7th with plenty of pressure. 3 cars behind him wanting to come through. One of those is Bobagito, who has gone up and fallen back, and gone up and fallen back. It's like Chutes and Ladders out there. What a silly game, Chutes and Ladders.
Indeed.
That was an interesting one. It was fun, though.
Just to kind of respond to Captain Howdy in chat, if he goes for hards, racing mediums are required in this race.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go to hard, they would have to pit again for the racing mediums.
Ooh, and Oak runs wide there,
They did.
which allows Banana to get back by. We're seeing a lot of that, just back and forth, back and forth.
I'm also seeing that the track is completely dry in some spots.
Yeah, it's a pretty wide racing line now.
Yeah.
I still don't think I'll be safe, but
Well, unfortunately, with the way the tire wear is, probably they'd be dead.
yeah, you'll probably see everybody in on this lap.
Everybody.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't. But it is still going to be wet, and we're going to have to watch them exiting the pits.
Yep.
That is going to be a big one. Let's see how much this penalty hurts Shaggy. He goes across the line. Oh my goodness!
That was. Oh no! What
That looked
happened
like
here?
kind of spin a clip in the curb, inside curb.
He's going. Let's check this again. So he is in P7. He's carrying more speed. He's trying to get around Oak, and they both understeer off the corner.
Yeah.
Both just trying to carry too much speed. and it worked out worse for Fast Cougar than it did Oak, because Oak is able to continue going. Oof, that was unfortunate there.
Yeah.
Going up ahead, and Jorge is in the pits. Talon in the pits. There goes Wade, CBR. Shaggy Doo following, single file into the pits as this second pack comes as well. And yep, we're going to see the most cars in the pit at one time. Oh, somebody stayed out.
Somebody stayed out.
Who was that? That is
Pyro.
Pyro stayed out.
Oh,
Racer
boy.
51 is just now coming up to the pits, and Racer 51 goes in. Jorge comes out on the mediums. Pyro staying out on the inters. I think that's one of those where you got to do, if you want to move up, you just got to do something different. It could pay off. Because if he pitted when everybody else did, he's probably just going to stay where he was. So this might be his best opportunity to make something happen. But looking at Jorge and Talon, I just have a feeling they're going to catch him pretty quick, because they're only just under 10 seconds away, which isn't very much.
Yep, exactly.
And then, I mean, all Pyro can hope for is that Talon puts enough pressure on Jorge and they start scrapping. That might work. And with what happened with, Fast Cougar and them back there, that's definitely going to slow them down as well. And Shaggy Doo did not lose a position, even with serving that half-second penalty, so that's good. But he does have Wade and Banana very close. Vetterdan not too far behind as well. So they come up to the chicane before entering onto the Nord. We are on lap 3 of 7. Everyone has fulfilled their racing medium requirements except for Pyro, so we will expect Pyro to come in at the end of this lap. It's just a matter of how quickly can he get this lap done.
Kudos to Pyro for thinking outside the box, but I think this one's going to bite him in the butt in the long run.
Yeah, you got to try something. You got to try something.
Right, absolutely.
But yeah, they've already shaved a second off of that time, and it's still very early in the lap. Shaggy Doo under all kinds of pressure coming down the hill, getting accustomed to the dry line, and it is very dry on the dry line. Very, very dry, but you can see on Vetterdan there, as soon as he touched the curbs, that moisture meter spiked up, and all it takes is running just a little bit wide before you fall apart.
I did notice while they were in the pits, a couple of them actually took the softs. Dan's on the softs.
Oh.
I think Wade is too. I think I saw that.
And Bobagito.
Oh boy.
I mean, I guess
scrolling through. Fast Cougar softs.
Oh. What's going on here?
Vetterdan!
Hold it.
Keep it straight.
Hold
Oh no! And Wade.
Woo.
Banana also on the softs. Vetterdan. Yep. Wow.
Well, I hope it's a pit strategy for them.
Mm-hmm.
They plan on running maybe 3 laps on the softs. I'm not sure what happened.
That was
there.
brutal there for Wade. I think he just got off the dry line.
Yeah.
And Banana has a little excursion as well, but he's saved it in P5. Wade down to P9 now, as Vetterdan takes advantage of Banana's mishap.
And with those soft tires.
And the soft tires. He should, but he's not. They're both on softs.
Oh, okay.
That was Banana rejoining the track. He went a little too deep there, which allowed Vetterdan to get past.
Hello, Misa.
Hello. And now Pyro is only 1.5 seconds ahead of Jorge. So Jorge has already caught him and is pulling away from Talon. He seems to be putting quite a bit of pressure. They're both on the racing mediums, but Pyro on the inters, and he's just a sitting duck now. There's not much he's going to be able to do other than make that Genesis as big as possible.
Maybe that
Signaling
was his plan
Jorge to get by. There we go. Now he's just got to worry about Talon. Now, they are over halfway done with the lap, but he still has to pit. So that's going to cause...
And that left front is gone.
This has got to be a real challenge.
Yeah.
Rim, I'm curious
Pyro's
to pick his
good.
brain. Yeah. As Pyro goes purple?
I saw on my
Interesting.
screen too.
Yep. Oh, but now he's got to let Talon through. Talon gets by nice and cleanly, and he's got 8-second gap to Shaggy. But a pit stop here is a lot more than 8 seconds, and he's got a lot more to go. As they hop into the carousel, it's going to be a struggle to keep those. He does, though. Keep it in, and gets back on the throttle. Yeah, it's hard to watch as Shaggy flirts with Barry R there a little bit. Getting Banana on his tail, trying to take advantage of the slight mistake. Shaggy is on the mediums, Banana on the softs. We'll watch that again in the carousel. Trying to keep it low, and he just ends up running out on the outside.
Into the
And that
wheel.
was, that was Wade. No. Shaggy Do. Allowing Vetterdan. That's who got through. I was like, who got past them? Vetterdan.
And those carousels, Shaggy has mentioned many times, those are his least favorite parts of this track.
Really?
Yeah, he does not like those carousels.
It is tricky. We were talking about it yesterday of how it just, like, you have to go slower than you want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to go slower than they want to.
Exactly. I don't.
I sure don't.
As fast as humanly possible.
And that's what Banana's saying right now, on the quicker compound than Shaggy, but just can't get by. There's no room. There's absolutely no room, because if he goes off that dry line, it's wet.
Right.
So he's got to hope Shaggy makes another mistake, otherwise he's going to be sitting there till track dries out a little more, gets a little wider. But so far that is not happening as they come to this medium speed into a little bit of a braking zone. And that's what we're talking about. Touched it where it's wet, and thank goodness for ghosting, because Wade would have just MDK'd him right there.
How's Pyro doing on those tires?
Not great, Bob.
Ooh,
Not great.
fronts are gone. He's on the straight at least. Got to get through this last S section up here at the end.
I would say what
Catch a
tires?
slip for Shaggy.
Right?
Yeah.
I do wish that you could have blowouts in this game. Like if you did this strategy, like there's like a percentage chance that you have a tire failure. I think that would be cool.
I know a few
I'd like
times
to
I've
see
done.
engine failures. If you forget to change your oil after so long, your engine just freaking just self-destructs. Excuse my language.
That would be.
On the iRacing, if you hit a curb wrong, you can blow your tire out.
Wow.
And if you sit there and rev the crap out of it, it'll blow the engine up.
Nice. Pyro finally ducking in the pits. I'm sure that was not pleasant at all on his end. And Talon is over 4 seconds behind Jorge, almost 5 seconds now. He's got a good lead on Vetterdan, over 10 seconds on Vetterdan, but Jorge is just gone. Vetterdan has a little bit of pressure. He's got Shaggy in his mirrors. Not too close, but close enough to know that he's there. And as we have said, all these drivers on the racing softs are going to have to pit again. Are they expecting the medium tire runners to have to pit as well? Because I just don't see... or you just have to be that confident that you're going to pull a pit stop gap. What do you think about that, Leo?
You know, I don't know. Unless they're planning on they're going to have to get fuel at the end of the race. That's the only other thing I can think of.
Oh, fuel.
Yeah, I've
Interesting.
been seeing a few of their gauges. They're getting light, but to me it'd be a one-stop race.
Yeah.
And worth the softs, but hey, some of these guys could probably pull off a two-stopper.
Well, and I'm looking around. Some of these drivers took fuel when they pitted, and some did not, because we have Bobagito has plenty of fuel, and I believe so does Wade. Yeah, the fuel levels are all over the place. So some took fuel. I think that what I see some doing is they are planning on probably having to stop again for fuel and tires.
Yeah.
And some tried to take enough fuel to where they don't have to stop again. So only time will tell. You have any insight on that, Papa? Nope. Okie dokie.
Unless they didn't read the rules.
Right.
If they
and I feel like it was emphasized quite a bit that mediums were required. But you know, we're bad at listening. As Banana gets by Wade there, he is on the soft compound tire, which is quick, and that track is nice and dry now.
Oh, yeah.
Even going up on the edge there, he doesn't get much moisture and goes purple. And that is in P6. Almost 30 seconds off the leader as we jump back to Fast Cougar in the brightest car you've ever seen. Also going purple on the racing softs, half a tank of fuel, so he's got plenty of fuel, but he is going to have to pit for the mediums. I wonder if we're going to see, I mean, they're going to pit at some point, but on the right before the final lap, everyone hop in the pits.
Maybe so.
That must be what we got going on here, because I wasn't expecting that. I was just expecting the one stopper, which it looks like that is what our Oak friend here is going to do, because he's got fuel and he's on the mediums, and they're not really that worn. But these soft runners are moving quickly, with the exception of Talon and Jorge, who are on the mediums and just absolutely flying.
They're gone.
All the way gone.
They're in another postal code.
Yeah, for sure. They might be in another country, actually. They may have crossed the border onto Canada, eh? And Shaggy Dude does have a gaggle looming in the mirrors. They're going to all have slipstream on Bobagito. Should catch them up pretty good. Banana on the racing softs. Track is dry, so he is going to have to pit again, but look at how he pulls on Bobagito there. Made that look effortless. So these soft tires definitely are quick. They are quick. They got to bank on just not making any mistakes, because when they come in for the mediums, that's going to lose them quite a bit of track position. Especially if Bobagito can stay in the slipstream.
That, and they also have to keep those soft tires alive for however long they're going to go for.
Right, because we...
That's like 3 laps in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
How long are they willing to push it on the softs? You don't want to go too long and then lose a bunch of time on that in-lap. You want your in-lap to be your fastest lap there, so that you can make up as much time as possible. Going into the carousel, nice and smooth. As they come out, putting the pressure under Shaggy. Shaggy's able to do it correctly this time. And pull away. Coming in, left, right, left. With a right, oh, and a bit of a wiggle, but he keeps it under control. You can tell that curb is slippery, but still going purple. And that's just the nature of the track trying out. Everyone is going faster and faster than they did the lap before. Shaggy seems to be using a lot more curb than Banana is in some of these corners. As they come into this right-hander. This is a very quick little tap of the brakes, back on the throttle, push it hard, and he is applying all the pressure. I am glad I'm not Shaggy.
Just a fun fact about for all those that don't know, Shaggy that we're seeing out the window here is on controller and in automatic.
And he's that fast.
Right?
So fast, yep.
It always impresses me every time I say that or hear that.
I agree. He's his hands have to be sweating right now, that's for sure. Just Banana being relentless, ever present, pushing Shaggy along. It's good they're not fighting, and I think what'll happen is Banana being on the quicker tire is probably going to pull past him on this long straight, assuming he can get the power down early. And he's full throttle now, well in the slipstream. Yeah, this is going to be an easy overtake in a way that loses him no time at all. And then he'll end up giving Shaggy the tow, which will be very nice. Keep Shaggy out of the clutches of Bobajito back there. But now Shaggy might have a chance to... Nope, Shaggy's going to work with him, give him a little bump there. Knowing different strategies. Let's just keep it going. Use each other to not fall back any further than we already have.
Yep. It's excellent to see.
As they are about to start the 5th lap, and Vetterdan is in the pits. Banana in the pits. Shaggy in the pits. Shaggy's going to fuel up and I imagine slap the softs on.
Yep. 3 laps on softs. Enough fuel.
Jorge Sr. almost 9 seconds now ahead and has the fastest lap. As Cougar taking advantage, but Cougar's going to have to pit as well. He's on the softs.
Yeah,
So he's going one more lap.
Oh. Our fellow Mazda guys up in the P6. Would you look at that?
Would you look? Wow. Would you look at that?
He'll have to do a stop and go too. At
Yeah.
least for fuel.
He's on the mediums. He's got almost a half a tank with 3 laps remaining. It'll be tight, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna maybe do some short shifting or some fuel mapping.
Yep, either one of those.
So Vetterdan was in P3 but had to pit, so he's now in P7, which promotes Bobajito up to P3. Vetterdan back in P7. He is on the mediums and has plenty of fuel, so he will finish this out. Maybe be able to jump a couple people who still need to pit. And that gorgeous Corvette livery with a little Mario Kart twist to it. He's got the blue shell on the front. If you know about the blue shell, watch out. And he's got Banana on the back. Blue shell, great addition to Mario Kart. Do you play Mario Kart, Papa, at all?
I haven't played Mario Kart in years.
What about you, Leo?
Same. I played it as a kid all the time on the 64.
Yep.
And then that's probably where I stopped at. Oh, and the GameCube. I think a GameCube too.
The GameCube one was my favorite. That's Double Dash.
Double
Get
dash.
2 characters.
Yeah.
And Shaggy Doo is applying lots of pressure to Jersey here. Shaggy switched to the softs. He was on the medium, so he just had to pit for fuel, and now I think he's just going to be on a mad charge to the front as he tries to sneak it up the inside there. Jersey can't quite get it done. The Super does have so much power on corner exit if you can keep it straight, and Jersey seems to have a good handle on it. But Shaggy wants to get by all over the back here. This is kind of a long, flat-out, snaky section. And Shaggy now has the inside, but doesn't quite have the speed in that Ferrari. The Supra's proving to have the better top end there as they come in. It's going to be a heavy braking zone here into this long right-hander. Shaggy's just going to have to be patient. It's not the right time yet. And this is, now he's into a part where it's very difficult to pass through here. He's going to have to hope Jersey makes a mistake if he wants to get by. Lots of sparks flying into this braking zone, which catches so many people out. We already saw one driver off the track. Shaggy staying heavy on the back of Jersey, but Jersey still putting that Super where it needs to be, getting on the throttle. Now Shaggy has the opportunity, as Jersey ran wide on the exit. Shaggy is going to be on the outside, though, for this double left-hander. Can he stick onto it? Space is given. Both drivers had enough space. Shaggy moves in. Oh, and Jersey goes off the track. Jersey goes off. He was on the inside. I'm not sure exactly how that could have happened. Let's see here. So we're on board with Jersey. Shaggy hangs it on around the outside. Beautifully done. Oh, Jersey gets on the curb a little bit. And then, oh, he gets a little tap from behind. Just enough to unsettle the car and force him into the barrier. Oof. And that was, I believe, Oak that gave him that little nudge. I mean, that's tough. That could have been a bit of net code. You never know. It is close quarters here, but unfortunately, that little tap on the bumper was enough to unsettle Jersey. But it does relieve the pressure on Shaggy quite a bit. I'm going to scroll up on my end and see Jorge Sr. still with a 10.5 second gap. And it's pretty spread out, except for Banana is currently trying to overtake Vetter Dan, P8 and P7. That is our closest battle here, and it is close.
Whoa. Like back bumper close.
Like back, yeah, exactly. And it looking like Banana's not trying to pass. He's saying, hey, let's bump each other. Let's catch up to Racer 51, who we know is rapid, and see if we can't keep up with him. Banana thinks about it for a second. Nope, he settles back in behind, continuing that slipstream. Heavy on the brakes here. You got to brake early when you're following that close. Otherwise, you end up giving a little boop, and nobody wants that. Nope. They come into the carousel. Can they both keep it tight? Very nicely done. Good exit. And they are they gaining on Racer 51? They are ever so slightly gaining on Racer 51. So, if they can continue to work together like this and not slow each other down, I think that's a real positive here for the two of them. You know, great racers, better people working together. PHG.
PHG.
I love this turn. This is so fun. When you get it right, it's nice. When you get it wrong, it sucks.
Yeah.
Same with this one. No, I meant I like this one better than
That's
that last one.
about 150 turns.
Right?
Yeah.
So after watching not even this full race, and we're going to have one more, how are you guys feeling about your races? Well, I know, Leo, you're not going to be able to do it, but Papa.
I'm gonna try, but there's no way I'm gonna be done by 12.
I've been stressing about this race for like a month now, so that's just, it is what it is at this point.
It is what it is. Well said. Well said.
All you can do is do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
nothing left to do but to do it.
I was happy with my qualifying result to get into my split with an 806. And thought, yeah, that's not bad for a McLaren. Except the guy in front of me, Fast Cougar, by 10 seconds in the same car. Yeah, it just was like, All right.
Indeed. As Jorge Sr. is in the pits, he needs fuel. I imagine he'll slap some softs on to boot. Is that going to promote Talon? Talon in the pits as well?
Oh, he really needed fuel.
Talon really needed fuel. Indeed.
Yeah,
Does Bobajito follow suit? He's on the softs and needs fuel.
Too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get an order shake up here.
You better pit.
Otherwise, it'll be a long lap.
Wade 2.
Wade's in.
Top 4 are in.
So that leaves Fast Cougar, who is out of fuel.
Oh,
Fast
no.
Cougar is out, which is allowing Racer 51 to catch up, who will also need to come in for fuel. You know, I didn't really think about fuel at all. And you know who's going to look like a genius? PHG Banana.
Yep.
Banana does not need fuel.
Neither
Does not
Dan.
need tires.
Neither does
Vetterdan.
Shaggy.
Woo! Jorge able to come out in the lead, Talon in the lead, but that puts Banana in P3. So we have a whole new top 5
Yep.
here. Incredible. So strategy paying out. Jorge and Talon pace has paid off as well. I don't foresee them getting overtaken as they are both on the softs and everybody else, except for Shaggy. Shaggy's on the softs as well. So time for Shaggy to put some work in and see if he can't get on that podium, because he is very close to Vetterdan and Banana. And
Yeah.
has Bobajito on the medium, so that shouldn't be as much of a threat. What do you guys think? Do you think Shaggy can pull off a podium?
I think so. I think those softs are going to be work to his advantage as they go through the actual green hell itself, get off this endurance.
Yeah, for sure. As they come through the chicane, Vetterdan still putting the pressure on Banana. Vetterdan currently the one close enough to take away that podium position, but Shaggy's already closed up on Vetterdan quite a bit, and now that they have entered the green hell, I think we're going to see that. And Shaggy not being in the dirty air like Vetterdan is,
Right.
will also be to his advantage on those soft tires. So when y'all were running this, did you try all the tires, Papa, or did you just do the mediums and the softs?
I have yet to put a lap on the mediums.
Okay.
I did a lot of practicing for the qualifying on the softs. And after my qualifying, I went and opened up the track with the race conditions in the rain. I ran some laps on the intermediates and wets and tested them. I never made it to where I actually needed the mediums, so I really needed to watch this race, these races today, just to help with my strat. So
that makes a lot of sense, and everybody is pretty spread out, except it seems like Banana is pulling away from Vetterdan. Shaggy hasn't quite been able to close up that gap. He's still at just over 2 seconds on Vetterdan, so things have spread out. We are on the penultimate lap here, 7 laps. Whose idea was this? Oh, that guy.
yeah, that guy.
That guy. All right, Shaggy. He started off season 1 with the longest Le Mans races we could ever ask for.
Yeah.
And season 2 is not disappointing with the long Nord.
Round 2 is Interlagos. Round 3 is Big Willow.
Oof. I love
Big-
Interlagos, but Big Willow.
Big
Big Willow's interesting. Just be glad it's not St. Croix. That's St. Croix is crazy. Any layout. There's a certain individual who likes to pick that when he wins a race in my lobbies, Mr. Casual. And he always picks St. Croix, and everybody dies. Everyone. It's crazy. As Fast Cougar has some pressure from PHG Oak. And the brightest livery in the McLaren, making the McLaren look ever so fly.
Yeah, Cougar running out of gas. He lost a lot of time on the field with that.
Yeah. you're limited to, what is it, 60 miles an hour when you run out of fuel.
Yeah,
They're kind
yeah.
enough to let you keep going, but they definitely punish you. And he is under a lot of pressure with Oak on the softs and Fast Cougar is on the medium, so there is a tire difference there. And we're seeing that come into play, but this track is just so hard to overtake on. It's so narrow and these Group 3 cars are so wide that it is a real struggle. It looks like everybody else has spread out except for these two right now, giving us a lovely penultimate lap battle. Right on board, seeing what they see. Interesting interior there on the BMW. Very subtle. Minimalist, there you go.
Yeah.
And all you can see is that bright green McLaren in front.
Call it highlighter green.
That's
neon?
it's the it's like a vest, a safety vest.
Oh yeah, the
It's
high
like
vis
reflective, yeah. High vis, there we go. Looks like an F1 car when they're testing out new aero pieces and they cover it in FlowViz, the bright
Yup.
green, so they can see how the air moves across the car. Coming into the carousel, how do they do? Ooh, keep it in, nope. And that's going to allow Fast Cougar to pull away there. Tiny little mistake, didn't slow down quite enough. Is allowing Cougar to pull away, but not by much. Because again, they are on different tire compounds and already have caught back up to the back. We're finishing the penultimate lap. We'll have one lap to go after this. And it looks pretty decided up until... Oh, as he gets by.
Yeah.
I was looking at my other screen. Leo, take us through this. How does he get by?
Well, it looks like you see him where he can dip his car into. He dives into the inside. Fast Cougar has no choice but to slow down because he had the inside. Got the move done on him. Had the overspeed coming into it.
Very nice. I was just about to say how I think the order that they're in is the order they're going to finish, but as soon as I started to say that, they proved me wrong.
That tends to happen, as me and you both know.
Indeed. While there is a commentator's curse, the racers can do a foot in your mouth curse to us.
Yeah. There we go.
And we got a battle now, Bobagito.
Back.
So Shaggy Doo on the softs. Bobagito is on the medium.
Catch Dan and Bobagito or Dan and Banana like I thought he would.
Yeah, I kind of thought he would, and he seemed to have kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't know, maybe he had a little issue while we were watching somebody else, but that's allowed Bobagito, who is on the mediums, to catch up, and that's a great news for Vetterdan, because now Vetterdan knows that he doesn't really have to worry unless they decide to work together. He's kind of got clear air behind him and can focus on trying to catch Banana ahead, or be content with the P4 as we start the final lap. Going into turn one, Shaggy goes a little defensive, just not quite on the racing line, but not a hard defense. Come in here. I really enjoy this part of the track.
I love the little jumps like that. And Bobagito probably knew nothing of that.
That's funny. Cornbread racing. I like cornbread with apple butter and then have it on the side with chili. Great combo.
That sounds delicious.
That really
Too
is.
bad.
Right.
It's like 90-something
Putting
here
on the
now.
final lap.
Everybody's on the final. Yes, it is too hot, Leo. You are not wrong. I went to the post office today to send Mustang Chuck a little something, and I got sweaty doing it.
Dude.
I drove with the air conditioning, and I still got sweaty. That's incredible. And Pyro took the gamble of staying an extra lap on the inters, and clearly it was the wrong call, but we understand why he did it, wanting to do something different than the rest of the field.
Right.
But yeah, it was not the choice. Hopefully we get him up in the booth for the second race and can get a little insight onto his decision making.
Yep.
As he has joined our production crew. Great to have him. He's been doing a great job every time he's hopped in. And he is under lots of pressure from SPC as they enter onto the Nordschleifer. And got two cars in the rearview mirror. Genesis, and now we got the Supra of Jersey. Jersey on the racing softs. He's got fuel. And he's got nobody around him. We got Oak about 7 seconds ahead. And Oak is now back on to Fast Cougar. The two of them swapping positions. I'm sure he's tired of staring at that bright green McLaren. I'm sure Fast Cougar's tired of seeing him in the mirrors. Coming down, I mean, loads of time being gained. Amazingly, Banana has the fastest lap, 7:57.679, which is... that is a wild time. I'm going to look over at the qualifying real quick. 7:57 is like a lot of these drivers in the split got that same time or slower to get into this split. So Banana just on a mission right now in P3.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's the opportunity right there as he runs deep. And Oak is able to get by Fast Cougar. And, all kinds of problems now for Fast Cougar. Down to P11. He went wide on the second left-hander, and that has allowed several drivers to get by. See right here, we go in. He just understeers off, releasing Oak, and then into Barrier, and now he's trying to get turned around, and that's the struggle here. It's Austin Powers turns, and Jersey's able to sneak on through. So again, another shakeup. Bobagito's still in sight of Shaggy Doo, but no pressure being given. Fast Cougar's going to want to make up. Vetterdan's got Shaggy Doo, and then Bobagito right behind him, keeping it together. And this is where, if someone makes a mistake, you get to gain that position, which we saw with Fast Cougar. But Shaggy's tires are not looking great, especially compared to those around him. Vetterdan has the fuel light flashing, but it looks like he's going to have enough fuel to get to the end. At least I hope he does. As they come up to the carousel, can they all get this right? Vetterdan looking good. Shaggy Doo struggling a bit, and that's allowed Bobagito to catch right up.
Everybody do their math right.
Get your maths done. And pretty much, yes, everybody... No, not everybody did a two-stop, right? Some people have still managed the one-stop. No.
Oh,
No, everybody did too.
Everybody ended up hitting again, yep. And Jorge Sr. with almost a 20, or just over 23-second lead now on Talon. That's unbelievable. And Bobagito, part of Cornbread, Racing, just being relentless now. And Shaggy's
He's probably just hanging in Shaggy's clip just for his fuel saving.
Yeah. Right, because that will allow, especially when they get onto the straight. I think, yeah, if I were Bobagito, that would be where I want to try to pass. Just stay tight once they get onto the straight coming up, then be able to breeze on by. Even though he's technically on a slower tire, he's got a lot more tire life than Shaggy does.
Yeah.
Bobagito's gonna, or Bobagito, Jorge Senior's gonna finish this race no problem. He's already on the straight. As Bobagito is really moving quick now. He might be able to get past Shaggy before they even get to the straight as they approach the mini carousel.
They're closing on Dan. I wonder if Dan went to fuel saving.
He's got to, because his fuel is low. I think Jorge Senior's about to cross the line with a dominant race. He led Pyro was able to lead a couple laps, wasn't he? Or almost a full lap.
Almost.
And that's it with the fastest lap.
Nice job. Congratulations, Jorge.
Wow. Talent, can he do anything to have set that fastest lap time? So he's coming into this the final turns of the racetrack. Foot to the floor. Watch out for that cone across the line. He's able to improve his time, but not set the fastest lap. Then we got Banana and P3 able to hold on. Coming across, everybody's fuel light is flashing. Banana. Now we got Better Dan, who is, virtually out of fuel, but still has just enough. Now he's out and gets across P4. Shaggy do P5. Bobagito's out of fuel. Come on, Wade. Come on, Wade. Wade's coming. Wade's coming.
Yeah, he is.
Oh. Wade jumps the cone. And across the line, Racer 51 in P8. Oh, P9. Come on, Jersey, keep it together. Jersey P10. We got Fast Cougar. And then we have quite a bit of gap to the remaining members of the race. RW coming across. I'm not sure what happened to SPC, but
I'm not sure either.
Wasn't good. He's way back there. As RW crosses the line. Very nice. Pyro took a gamble, a risk, and it did not pay off. And then SPC will be the last one across the line. My goodness.
Actually, you won't be able to finish.
Is he going to run out of time? He's got a minute left.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, he'll make it. Yeah, he'll make it.
Coming up the hill. Yep, and he's got plenty of fuel. Oh! Reset!
Okay, yeah, he may not make it to finish now.
Gotta love a classic reset. He's enjoying his time in the spotlight now.
Yeah, he is.
Classic Cole.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Chromed out. And reverse. Nice. There we go. Style points. Surely he can get a bonus point for that. Well, gentlemen.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this race there, Papa?
Pretty intense. A lot of different strategies. We saw some that worked really well and one that didn't work out so much.
How about you?
The dynamics were good.
Indeed. What are your thoughts, Leo?
As this track does provide, it was all hair raising, and the amount of not space they had at the beginning terrifies me.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Good luck tomorrow, Papa, or today, or whatever day you're racing. Have fun.
Tomorrow. First race tomorrow.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm glad I kind of inadvertently am missing it, but also I kind of hate it that I am. I like the racing aspect.
Papa, will you read through the results here?
All right, we have PHG Jorge with the fastest lap as well at a 58.09, finishing P1. Mr. Bart Talon in the Nismo, 25 seconds behind the leader in P2. Bringing up P3 will be PHG Banana in the M6, about 11 seconds behind Talon, 35 seconds off the lead. P4, Better Dan in his Corvette. Shaggy Doo, P5 in his Ferrari. We got CBR Bobagito in the Genesis in P6. P7 will bring up his teammate, Wade, CBR, in another Ferrari. And then P8 will have Racer in the RX Vision Stealth model. P9 will be Oak in the BMW. P10 is PHG Jersey in the Supra. P11 is PHG Fast Cougar with the McLaren, baby. P12 RW in the BMW. And P13 Pyro in the Genesis with that off out of the box thinking pit strategy. And then bringing up the rear will be PHG SPC in his Genesis as well.
All right. So lots of points. Good racing.
Great racing, man.
And now we have Pyro in here with us as
Welcome,
well.
Pyro.
Oh man, that was a tough one. It was a tough one. I'm a bit disappointed, but all in all, it was fun. Congratulations to Jorge. That was a great performance. That's really a struggle there.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it. It did not look easy at all.
It
Did not
wasn't.
look. Yeah. So what were you what were you thinking there when you decided you saw everybody dive into the pits to get off the inners? What was your thought process there?
So at that point, I had already had maybe 3 or 4 racing incidents where like so my only chance was for there to be an extended pit stop.
Gotcha.
I only took one pit stop. I took a one stopper, but that was my only hope to win the race or to at least score some points and position myself well. Was that the pit stop was long.
Gotcha.
It didn't work out that way, but that was my only chance.
That makes sense. And that's kind of what we were talking about in the booth is, sometimes you just got to do something different and hope it works out. But you finished the race, which is good. You're the only one stopper. So well done in that regards. We're going to have one more race, y'all. We got split 3 coming up. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. Don't go nowhere. And we'll catch you all soon. Yeah.
To be fair, if someone can pull off the one stopper without any crashes, I do see that working out very well.
Being the one. Yeah. Well, we'll see here in this next race if anybody tries to do anything differently.
We will see.
All right, we'll be back.
Engines roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we the name, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, ain't looking back. it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Better people. Oh, baby. Better people. Engines roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we the name, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Team strong, bonds like no other. Brothers, sisters, ain't no undercover. Victory sweet, but honor even sweeter. Every race together makes the fight deeper. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple. Great racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Good racers, better people. Great racers, better people. Crowds chant as the lights go green. Adrenaline rush, it's a traveler's dream. Might stumble, fall, but we rise again. For the banner of PHG flies our friend. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we rule the steeple.
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Exactly. So here we are getting ready for race 2 of the night. I'm joined with Leo and Papa and a racer from the last race, Pyro. Pyro, how you doing, man?
Pyro.
A little disappointed in the result, but overall, I'm just happy that it's over. It is a fun race, but it's treacherous. It's really really dangerous.
Indeed. And so your race strategy was to intermediates and then go to the mediums. But you said you had a few incidents along the way. What all happened to you out there?
Yeah, so basically, it's no one's fault but my own. I fully take the blame for that. But when we're bunched up in the pack like that, you have to be aware of the fact that the people in front of you are going to break early, and there were incidents like that, and it's not major, but it's just enough to disrupt the race and disrupt your flow. And then there was a very important incident that happened. It wasn't necessarily a crash, but I had an overtake that I should have went for, and I didn't, and it ended up costing me big in the end.
Oof.
So I had hoped that um, the pits were a little longer than they were, which is the reason why I attempted to stay out and do an extra lap on the inners, but I was wrong.
Mhm.
But overall, it was just bad strategy. Maybe I should have actually gotten practice the way I said I was going to.
Indeed.
Well,
Well,
Pyro, you're getting a lot of props in the chat for your racing etiquette. So kudos to you for that.
Thanks. You know, at the end of the day, we're all racing here, so
Yep.
the etiquette is expected.
Indeed. And then, let's take a look at the round info. Just for those, if you are just joining us, this is the first race of Season 2 at the Nurburgring Endurance in Group 3 Machinery. They have to stick with the manufacturer they picked. So it is a manufacturer-based series. 7 laps, 2 times tire wear, 3 times fuel, which we saw plays a huge effect depending on how you race. And the medium tires are required. So just a quick overview of that. Make sure everybody's on the same page. And then I believe we're ready to start qualifying. Sure enough, here we are. Nasty on his outlap on the intermediate tires in the Ford Mustang. And it is wet.
Don't envy that. Go get him, Nasty.
Good luck, sir. I do like that livery. Looking really fresh.
Of course, the car behind him isn't much better in the rain.
I didn't even see what it was. Oh, yeah. We got K-Dubs in the Viper. Very nice Snake Viper livery there.
Love it.
Looking really nice. Then we got Zilla in the Lexus. I imagine that's a bit of a handful. And, ooh, Hardee's. Right on. I haven't been to Hardee's in forever. Or Carl's Jr., depending on where you're from.
Well, it is a CBR team driver, so expect a food reference.
Absolutely. Slick in the VR in a very nice color change Ferrari.
Is it green? Is it blue? Is it purple?
No one knows. Fernando Buttons, happy Fun Time Hour Gaming. And another one of the Sal Special liveries. Got the gold. Looks very nice.
Very nice. We got all 3 American manufacturers represented.
Yep, and then we got T-Rex arms, big head, little arms, and the Alpha, which I imagine in the wet around here is probably pretty good.
I almost went with Alpha. That was my second choice.
They do have a... Go ahead, Pyro.
The our cars are going to be solid here. I'm even more impressed by not only was Jorge able to pull off the victory, but he also did it in the BMW, which is horrible in the wet. It's almost as bad as the Genesis in the wet.
Nerby was on the racing sauce.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Nervy on the soft. McNaughty on the soft. Is he doing his strategy of auto drive on the outlap? It looks like it. Got the hazards on.
Yep.
Sheldologist in the GTR with that A-Team livery going on. Interesting. On the intermediates, it has bumper damage, but that has gone away. So you got.
I would watch for McNulty to have a pretty good race here. Yeah,
I would agree.
Bad incident in qualifying, which has him back here in split 3, but he is definitely one of the top split drivers, so it should be fun to watch him.
For sure, for sure. Pyro, remind us, what did you qualify on for the race? Were you on the inters?
Yeah, I qualified on the inters, but halfway through my outlap, because I wasn't aware of if we'd be able to, if we had the same issue we had during the initial qualifying to put us in the splits, where you were only going to get 2 laps and that was it. So halfway through my first lap, I realized like I should be on the mediums. I should have ran my laps and ran my qualifying lap in the medium, which, you know, McNulty on the soft rather, but McNulty coming out to do his qualifying lap on the soft, it's as long as he makes it out with enough time, is going to be extremely beneficial. So I look for him to put in to qualify on podium.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Looks like we still had 2 sitting in the pits.
Yeah, that was Geezer Gears, aka Turtle Shell, and Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Maybe
they just want to start from the back. They're like, you know what? I only want to do 7 laps here. I don't want to do 9.
So there's this weird drop off with the tire wear in this, well, with the wetness of the tires in the track in this game, where the people that come out last, they're gonna have a much drier lap.
Right.
Like the drop off is insane, and I think overall it's gonna benefit of all people. Those 2 guys in the pits and McNulty coming out in soft. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be really beneficial for those guys.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, we saw it in your race. You know, the last ones across the line definitely were moving quicker. So allowing these other drivers to essentially dry off the track for them before they even head out, as long as they time it right, it seems like a really good strategy. Fernando Button just easing it around. He is on the intermediates though, so he should have plenty of grip. Just doesn't want to tear up those tires too much.
Right.
As long as they stay on the track, as long as the guys in the pit and McNulty stay on the track, they're gonna wind up with extremely fortunate circumstances.
Looks like he's trying to do some fuel burning too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Make the vehicle as light as they can.
I imagine okay, so Johnny Boy has confirmed that he wants no part of the chaos, and he's going to start in the back and let whatever happens happen. Which, I mean, we talked about that for the first race, that actually makes sense, but then that race, y'all in that split proved us wrong, and just everybody kept it clean for that whole first lap. It was pretty wild.
It was tight. That was fun to watch.
I think I had my first incident, actually. I hit Pickle, and I stayed back to let him recover the position. That's where the first one, but I managed to catch up to Shaggy, I believe. And then things went downhill from there.
as they tend to do around this track. A lot of elevation changes and walls and grass everywhere.
Walls and grass, definitely. You know, I learned today that if you crash at the track, at the Nurburgring track sends you a bill to repair the barriers.
Right? I've heard that. Yeah. I mean,
But
it makes
they-
sense.
I think
But
Chase
they
the AMG is the first AMG we've seen, isn't it?
Yes, so far. I know there's at least there's a couple others. Um,
in the AMG.
I
we got
know.
3 AMGs. We have Beans, Chase, and Tangy.
I
Gotcha,
thought Bean
okay.
qualified in top split. Oh,
Yeah, Savino.
He was
thought-
supposed to.
I think everybody expected to see McNaughty in the AMG.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody, I think, was stunned when he came out with the Lambo.
I know the truth. I know why he's in the Lambo.
Chair.
He's being negatively influenced by the brand new World Tour driver Simracing.
Ah,
Figured that was the answer.
Yeah.
He's on the Simon bandwagon, huh?
Yeah, Simon's been trying to recruit people to drive that beautiful, horrible machine.
I do like this, just using the auto drive on the outlap. You really don't risk anything. Just gonna kind of
Not be in auto drive. He may just
have his hazards on.
because the auto drive crashes,
Oh, okay.
and it's hilarious when it does, but it happens. Especially in the rain.
Yeah, I guess it's just trying to carry whatever the speed it normally does and then doesn't account for it being wet.
A way we can find out if he's in auto drive is if the guy behind him gives him a love tap.
all right. Laps have started.
Here we go. KW leading the charge in the Dodge Viper.
Bold choice for a manufacturer.
Indeed. It
He
is a
loves
fun
that-
car
he
to
loves-
drive.
He loves that Viper. That is his go-to.
It is nice, like Daytona Road Course, it always does well. But here at the Nordschleifer, I'm not sure. They're on the intermediate tires. Gonna finish up the GP portions of this very long, hopefully close to 8 minutes as he can get.
Are there any predictions on who do you guys think will start at pole?
I'm leaning
Ooh.
towards McNaughty, if I'm honest.
I'd have to agree. Not necessarily out of pace alone, but out of sheer strategy, I do believe in Lamont.
I wouldn't take your eyes off Sheldologist either.
Yeah, I was looking
Yeah.
at him as
What-
well.
What tire compound is Shell just on?
That's a great question. He's currently in P8.
I think he's
I
on
would-
the IAMs if I saw him when we were going through.
Zilla,
like- Just put it
yeah, he's on the inners.
on inners.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just coming
Just-
to start his lap.
Yes, he is.
And they're kind of the top 8 are a little close together, and then it kind of spreads out behind there with McNervy and McNaughty. Back on with Nasty in the Mustang, and you can see the track is already drying out quite a bit. So those in the very, very back should have a nice dry track to enjoy a hopefully flawless lap. But Nasty is moving quickly in that Mustang, avoiding the curbs with a little spray. What was that, Pyro?
He just went through flip pads. Yeah, looked like that's what that was. Yes, it definitely was. He's heading into the foxhole now. This long left-hander. We're getting some really good shots of the Mustang.
Yeah, it's a good looking. And the Makita livery with the Converse and the Papadu.
Dude.
He's here too.
Big Chase. In the AMG, another bright green, different type of green.
Yeah.
But that green really does stand out in the wet. It's kind of crazy. Do love the AMG. It is a fun car, for sure.
It's one of the greatest sounding cars that I can think of as well.
Mm-hmm.
They sound amazing.
They really do. And they're just, for how small they are, they're so big.
I believe they're no longer making the move to the SM.
Interesting.
So I believe last year is the last year of production. Maybe they'll do a black, but
Yeah.
so. Yep, they replaced the AMG GT. Hate to see it go. Love to watch it leave.
Somebody going super slow on the final stretch, trying to time it out again. Is that where the track is that another CBR? Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like they practice.
Huh.
How about that?
It's one thing you can count on CBR. You know they're out there working, man.
And he's on racing.
As a team.
Yeah, he's on the softs. So he's got a nice dry track and a car that is easy to handle. Not necessarily the fastest car anymore, but definitely going to be good if he does skirt off the dry line a little bit. So he's starting his lap, and he will be the last across the line. He touches a little bit of the wet going into turn one. Very narrow to keep it on that dry line, and he gets a little on the curb and keeps it on the dry. Able to get the power down nicely into the left-hander. Long left. He watches ride, but he keeps it together. He does have traction control on.
Yep.
So that is to his advantage there.
Heck yeah.
And it's going to be, I mean, it's almost like he's tiptoeing a little bit. His foot is to the floor, but it does seem a little slow as McNaughty now is on the Nordschleifer proper.
Traction control off.
Traction control is on still a little bit with pretty dry out there so far, as long as he keeps it on the line. Comes down, very good looking vehicle right there. Heck of a motor carriage, the Lamborghini.
Oh man, growing up, that was Lamborghini Diablo is my favorite car of all time.
Right? I was more of a Testarossa guy.
Then I grew up and learned that the true greatest car of all time is McLaren.
Iron fix in the R8.
Keeps it pointed in the right direction. He is on the racing softs, just got a little bit too much on the wet stuff and understeered right into the wall. So let's see here. He's trying to stay on the racing line. And he touches the curb.
Yes, barely,
Just upsets it a little bit in the slick, but does a good job to keep it pointed the right way.
And I think because of his luck, him being fortunate in riding the wall the way he did, I don't think he lost much time.
Yeah,
I don't think so either.
He was able to keep the momentum going. As we hop on board here with McNervy in the Hyundai Genesis.
Hyundai.
Not the Genesis, but the Hyundai Genesis. And he is on the racing softs. Track again being pretty dry. Just got to keep it on that line, which I don't think is an easy thing to do, but some of these drivers are making it look easy, that's for sure.
It's gonna be tough. Tell you that. It's gonna be a tough ride.
Indeed, Sheldologist. Those intermediates are looking pretty worn. Going through here, he doesn't have to worry about which line he goes on because those inters will give him the grip that he needs, but he is going to start losing time here as the track gets increasingly dry and those intermediates get more and more worn out.
Got some guys coming to set their time.
And that would be KW still leading the
First.
way in the Viper. Coming around, what kind of time is he going to have? It's going to be a... Oh no, Zilla.
Zilla.
Across the line. Oof, way quicker there. Nasty across the line. Up into P2. Next we got Chase. Oh, he's a little ways off. A long ways off.
Yeah, just coming to the screen. Last carousel.
He's got someone right behind him as well. T-Rex Arms. See if you can get a good exit. Get on the throttle. Traction control, a little lift. Now onto the long straight. Let that big old V8 breathe. T-Rex Arms in the background. I believe both are on the intermediate tires. Coming down the long straight. Car looking good. Time's looking good. So they need to do better than an 8:30. Fernando Button trying to cool those tires off. In the wet, what's KW going to come across the line with? Or Chase, I mean. He's the next. It always is so confusing with the order for qualifying. Trying to keep track of which car to switch to. Salamander's doing a great job. And across the line, definitely not an 8:30, it's an 8:40. Ooh, 8:36.
T-Rex.
Very nice.
Nando.
8:34.
Nando. Nice job, Nando.
Let's see what Slick can do. Not going to be good enough for top 3. Up to
Just
P4. And we got Sheldologist across the line in 8:40. Good enough for P6. Now we got these soft runners.
Yep.
And I don't think McNervy's going to crack into that top 3. Definitely not. He's already at 8:25. And 8:30.641 is pole position.
One thing that it speaks to is the difference in speed between the top split and the third split.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Here, the top time so far on pole is RSR Zilla with an 8-minute 30-second lap time. Whereas in the first split, it was 8 minutes and 2 seconds.
Yep. Big difference. Yeah. And now they've gone purple with their Iron Fick. QC with a purple time. Can he finish it out in the Audi R8? It is a mid-engine car. And a really cool livery. I am into that.
And he even got off track that once.
Right. He's the one who hit the barrier. And he ooh, 8:26.345. That is good enough for provisional pole, but McNaughty's going to say something about that.
There you go.
With an 8:22.743 now.
One more.
Will Slowpoke. CBR. He is way behind the rest of them. He's only got a minute 14 left. Goes through the final carousel. It's going to be close.
He had this time pretty well.
He can't make any mistakes now if he wants this to pay off. Approaching 7:30. He's got 55 seconds remaining. All he has left is the straight.
He's going to have like 5 seconds left. Great timing. Track as dry as it's going to be.
Dry as it can be.
Doo-doo.
Let's see what happens. Coming into the braking not quite there. And now we got to get on the brakes. Gets it slowed down, keeps it on the dry. Coming around 819, 820. He's not going to take pole away. Can he get in the top 3? Coming across the line. Yes, P3.
He had like
All
one second
right.
left. He couldn't have timed that any closer.
Yeah, that was a hellfighter if I've ever seen one.
That is wild. Hey, Leo, can you take us through the qualifying standings?
Sure. In P1, of course, we got McNaughty in the Lamborghini Huracan with an 822.743. After him, we've got PHG Iron Picks QC in the R8 with an 826.345. And we got Slowpoke Rods CBR in the 911 Porsche. And his time was an 8:28.649. And followed up by him is RSR Zilla in the RCF with an 8:30.641. Followed by him is BHR's Fernando's Button in the Corvette with an 8:34.250. We have T-Rex Arms in the 4C with an 8:36.019. Then we got PHG Slick Shift VR2 in the Ferrari with an 8:39.020. Then we have PHG Nasty in the Mustang with an 8:39.359. Moving on down the order to PHG Sheldologist in the GTR with an 8:40.769. Then we have AGRT Chase in the Mercedes with an 8:40.854. Then we got McNervy PHG in the Genesis with an 8:41.761. Then we got PHG KW47 in the Viper with an 8:42.495. And Geezer Gears and PHR Johnny Boy opted not to do the shenanigans.
I like that option. I like that option a lot.
Me
All right.
too.
Well, we got McNaughty on pole, which we kind of were all suspecting. Any strat predictions? What are we going to see here? We've already watched one race where the majority 2 stopped, but Papa, what do you think we're going to see in this race? Or Pyro?
Well, I think, barring any racing incidents, I think people will learn from my mistake and not attempt the one stopper isn't the way to go. I think we should really keep an eye on people's fuel here because
Mm-hmm.
thing that is certain, everyone's going to need to take fuel. So watching the strategy with that, and it's pretty apparent that everyone's going to go for intermediates to possibly softs first and then mediums because the mediums are required.
Right.
I think pretty much everyone will pretty much use the same strategy. It's just a matter of what tires they take at what time.
Mm. All right, here we go. The race is about to begin. If we can get that on our screen. Here we go, McNaughty on pole. It is a rolling start, and it is wet, and it actually looks a bit more wet than the last race. I'm not sure if it's... I mean, I guess the weather settings are slightly different, even if you have it at the same setting. But here we go. And they're off going down to turn 1. McNaughty able to stay ahead. No issues there from Iron Fix. We got to hope everybody gets stopped in time and doesn't make any mistakes here as they come down. Looks like everyone's getting through cleanly. Looks like they're going 3 wide back there. Oh my. But McNaughty commanding the lead, and looks like he's pulling away from Iron Fix there a little bit, as Slowpoke is now putting some pressure onto Iron Fix. And we have all the way back Fernando Button in P14. Something must have happened there. Slight incident. He is currently in P5 here at the point of this replay, trying to go up the inside of Zilla and gets too much on the curb. It's just too slick out there for him to get on the throttle, and that drops him back into last place.
No TC.
And no TC as he gets all kinds of squirrely now.
There it goes. Nope, nope.
And now we got Slowpoke Rod CBR up into P2, getting past Iron Fix. And McNaughty just pulling away now with almost a 3-second lead, which he has to be feeling good about. Slowpoke is pulling away from Iron Fix as Zilla applies all kinds of pressure to Iron Fix as they get a little squirrely there in the background and coming around this left-hander to get onto the Nordschleifer. Almost into the barrier there by Iron Fix, but keeping it in the right direction as it looks like Chase and the AMG making a move up into P5. And Sheldologist up into, here we go, we're on board with Chase, going up the inside of T-Rex, and enough space given, he's able to get through, causing T-Rex to fall down and become a victim of Sheldologist, who took advantage of that move right there. And now Zilla able to make a move on Iron Fix. Oh, and Iron Fix runs a little wide. That allows Chase to get through as well. Zilla and Chase moving their way up. Iron Fix falling down. And I imagine Sheldologist is now eager to get by as they just get run a little bit wide there. Unfortunately, not enough grip.
He's not running TC either.
A lot of these drivers don't seem to be running TC. They weren't paying attention to what the top guys were doing. And we come down. Everybody's still pretty close together except for McNaughty, who's managed to run away a little bit. Ooh, thought Iron Fix was going to run a little wide. Sheldologist now applying the pressure in that Nissan, trying to make something happen as it looks like McNervy. No, KW. Under pressure from Geezer Gears and Johnny Boy. Let's see how he gets by Geezer Gears here up the inside. And very good racing right there. Very nicely done. Nobody got run wide. Just he was able to get on the power sooner. But oh, we have a big spin. And oh my goodness. Caution flags.
Oh boy.
Did anybody see what happened?
I saw Chase get his reset. I don't know how it happened.
That is such a... Ooh. We had a spinner. Oh, and then back on the track. Oh, and then the reset. Oh my goodness. It looked like there was an issue with Zilla and Chase, and that Iron Fix just got really unlucky in all that.
That's unfortunate.
This is the opposite of what we saw in your race, Pyro, where everything was a lot more organized. And here,
it really hurts when you're in that pole and someone comes out of nowhere from the inside that have nothing to do with you.
Right.
Just go from 3rd to 10th. That's really frustrating.
now it is a long race, so there is opportunities to make up those positions lost. We definitely saw that in the first race, but man, that is frustrating, and that promotes Sheldologist all the way up into P3. So really everybody's switched positions except for McNaughty, who is running away with it. T-Rex big shunt.
No.
That looked like Chase got into the back of him. Oh, and T-Rex arm survived. There's Nasty. Oh, and more carnage. Zilla there. Let's see, was Nasty just too late on the brakes here, going into the back of KW. No, it just looks like Chase went into the back of Zilla.
Yep.
Spun Zilla around. That's allowing Fernando Button and everybody to get through. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
Netcode stuff going on there.
We're going a massive lag spike.
Yeah.
And another yellow flag.
Oh,
Yellow
boy.
flags galore.
This is hard.
This is
outrageous.
Baby.
There's a lack of traction control, and everybody's just and a big penalty for Chase for that. I mean, I know it wasn't intentional, but that big punt. That's a 4 seconds, I believe.
This is
Yeah, looks like it.
5 seconds.
All right, yeah.
Wow.
Back to Ben.
Nurburgring Derby.
Go on board. We are with Fernando in the Corvette, who has been able to take advantage of some of this chaos. And will definitely take that place off of Chase as soon as the penalty line comes. But Chase is putting pressure onto KW, eager to get by, hoping some other stuff might happen and that 5-second penalty won't hurt him quite as bad, but I think that is unlikely. And now Fernando's caught up to the back of them.
The awkward situation for Chase to even apply pressure if they don't knowing that in the end you're going to lose the position.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Going into the race like this, with the 5-second thing, you would want to pick someone that you're friends with. So while you're serving the penalty, give someone a little rough draft that while you're serving the penalty, you get them to agree half a second of draft. Hopefully you can go back to that person that shows appreciation for that draft. Because the last thing you want is to be fighting with someone you're getting ready to serve the 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Not gonna cry.
And it looks like McNervy was able to get ahead of Sheldologist for P3. T-Rex Arms in P5, holding on to the back of the two of them as they fight it out and go on to this long straight. I'm not super familiar with the Group 3 Alfa Romeo. How is its top end speed? Do any of you guys know?
It's been through changes with the DLP. At one point it had a pretty strong top end. I remember there was a race in Daytona where it was pretty much the anti-meta, but I'm not familiar with the current version of
Gotcha.
DLP.
And it looks like Fernando is going to potentially get by KW. No, KW stays ahead and is in the slipstream of T-Rex Arms, so that's going to help propel him. No, Fernando gets by. And now Johnny Boy is pressuring KW. Coming around to finish the first lap. That was a lot to happen on lap 1. Gotta say, we had several yellow flags and vehicles off. It's all been good for McNaughty and Slowpoke. Sheldologist able to move up as McNervy is now trying to get that P3 back around the outside into turn 1. No, Sheldologist is able to keep the lead over him as they come into, and yes, he's able to cut him off, not allowing McNervy to get up the inside, and that allows T-Rex Arms to get that much closer to the two of them as, a little squirrely there. Again, they are on the intermediate tires, pushing hard, and Sheldologist is able to reclaim that P3 and make it stick. Good racing by the two of them. And very different cars, the Hyundai Genesis and the Nissan GTR. And now T-Rex is there. He wants it. He wants somebody to make a mistake and allow him to get through. And oh my goodness, Fernando Button all over the back of T-Rex Arm. He's going to go for it on the kink here. Careful on the curb. He's able to keep it straight, but now he's going to be on the outside and not ahead of the Alfa Romeo there, going into the chicane. And coming up onto the Nordschleifer, he's got to back out a little bit and now be paying attention to...
I mean, even after all of that, first to seventh is still like 5 seconds apart.
Yeah. Extremely fast.
Oh my goodness. Sheldologist, he's not getting any chance to breathe.
McNervy's a pretty tenacious driver, but Shell's pretty good too in his own right, so.
Indeed, this pack is so close. There's really, I mean, there's not much anybody can do. You make one wrong move and you're losing not one, but 4 positions.
Yeah.
Especially with kind of
yeah, go ahead, Barrett.
Oh,
Commander's off.
Oh boy.
Oh.
and that puts T-Rex arms up
T-Rex.
into P3.
Yeah, he just gained like 3 spots there.
Right place at the right time. Fernando somehow keeps it going. Talk us through this, Papa. What happens here?
I'm not sure how it started. I know like T-Rex arms here behind Fernando. Looks like McNervy got into the back of the shell. Maybe caused Fernando to watching that, maybe overshot, but T-Rex shot by all 3 of them.
That was, I mean, right place, right time.
Yep. Just went right and went, see ya.
Book batches are dangerous.
Oh, and
Shell.
now Sheldologist is off. And
Ozone.
T-Rex arms
T-Rex.
almost off.
Late
No,
break.
he keeps it together.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Everything's changing.
Yeah.
Here we are with Sheldologist. Coming around. Oh, and he just touches the grass.
Yep.
All it takes. That's all it takes. And
Three,
like we
four.
were saying, you lose 1 position, you lose 4. It is not fun. Now all the way back into P. Oh, and KW is off, and now Sheldologist is going to get back ahead. It's a roller coaster. Oh, the emotions.
Roller coaster
Johnny-
for us, but not there.
I couldn't tell if that was a little bump or carrying too much speed, but Johnny Boy is able to get through. I do want to say thank you very much, Pyro, for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Here we go. So McNaughty with a not as big of a lead as I thought.
No.
I'm actually
Slowpoke
surprised
staying
there.
with him. Yeah.
Slowpoke is applying the pressure. He's not letting McNaughty relax at all. T-Rex in P3. Fernando close behind in 4th. McNervy 5th. Then Johnny Boy, Sheldologist.
Iron Fix off.
Oh no. Another one.
Another.
See, if he just runs a little wide, understeers off. Not much you can do, but like in qualifying, he kept pointing in the right direction. He did lose a position, but at least he's still going. So I have a terrible memory. When did they start pitting in the first race?
In the lap
right
2.
after. Yep.
Okay, so potentially we're going to
Fernando's
see
split
it.
off.
Oh my goodness.
And they want to turn this into a drinking game every time someone goes off the track.
We got a broadcast to do, Leo.
You're right.
Oh, I don't drink though. I meant drink water.
I'll watch
There
her.
Not as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah,
It was a nice save.
allow McNervy to get by.
Yep.
But still top 5, so.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, just this split, there's a lot less control. We're seeing, and a lot of it has to do with several not using traction control, but we're seeing a lot more squirrely cars out there than we did in that top split. T-Rex Arms, I'm sure, happy to be in P3 as talk about squirrely.
Yeah, what happened? Because he's all over McNaughty now, even after that squirrely.
I think he just ran a little wide. Yep, ran a little wide, kept it together
Nice
though.
save. Very nice save.
Sure, being in the Porsche was helpful in that situation.
Cost him a little bit of time, but he still got McNaughty in sights.
Yeah, as long as he can see him, I think he's still got a chance. It's once the vision is gone, say goodbye. Sheldologist back up into P5. He's been all over the place.
Very eventful lap.
And Fernando ever present in his rear view mirror. They hop into the mini carousel. Ooh, that was close.
That was high.
Close. Fernando's ready to make the move before the straight. Is he going to be smart about it? Gotta be patient. You'll get him on the straight.
There you go.
Stay in that slip. It's a long straight, but it looks like Shell may have gotten a better exit.
It's starting to close.
There we go. Now you can really see the power of the slipstream as they get faster and faster.
And that bet, the Group 3 bet's got some top in.
It really does. And look, he made that look easy. Now he's got to be sure to get on the brakes at the right time and not let Sheldologist back through. As we predicted, McNaughty into the pits, followed by Slowpoke.
About 3.5 seconds.
T-Rex Arms in the pits as well. McNervy in the pits. Fernando. Sheldologist stays out.
Stayed out.
Uh-oh. He didn't learn from Pyro, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. His.
That's true.
Shell's tires look.
Oh, yes. Shell's tires look very good compared to what Pyro's looked at this point. And also, there is the bonus for leading a lap, correct?
Yes.
So you
Did
do
he
get
lead that
some
lap?
points there. Oh, good point. Will he be ahead by the end?
Right.
Or will McNaughty have caught him? McNaughty a good ways back, but we saw how quickly they were able to close the gap in that first race. It didn't take long before the racing tires caught up, and McNaughty going to the mediums as everybody, what happened? What happened there? Iron Fix is off, multiple cars off. We're on board with Iron Fix going into turn 1 on the racing tires, and yeah, it's wet still. You got to stay on the dry line if you want those tires to work. So he wasn't just struggling to keep it going. The pit exit is tricky. You got to be cautious because it has not been dried out by the other cars. But you can see on the dry line, it is very dry. And Slowpoke needing to do the same and not run too wide because the curbs are wet. You can see in that moisture meter in the bottom left-hand corner, when they get off the line or get onto the curbs, it spikes up, and that can cause your car to go for quite the spin.
Well, looking back into the stream, Sheldologist was still P3 when he crossed the finish line. McNaughty and Slowpoke were still ahead of him in the pits.
Yep. So he's going to have to
So he
lead
will
this
not
lap.
get. Yeah, he will not get
Interesting.
point for that
Bonus.
lap.
Yeah. That is a pit lane penalty for Fernando for crossing the pit line. 3 seconds here is a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot. So that's going to definitely free up T-Rex arms to go on through once they work their way around this long track. Get on that straight where the penalty is served. We didn't really see too many penalties in the last race except for Chase. Oh, McNervy as well with the pit lane penalty. That's 2. Pit lane must have been a real challenge for these guys. Because typically here, it's not an issue. I guess it does run kind of long into turn 1. Not quite the optimal line, but I'm assuming it was just too wet and they lost control, causing them to incur the penalty. And Johnny Boy.
K-dubs.
Oh my goodness.
Penalties
galore. You get a penalty. You get a penalty.
Everybody getting, they were used to the intermediates and wet tires, and they forget, oh yeah.
Oh, just goes. Yep. Took a little too much speed. No, they don't.
The gas too early.
Almost feels like when you get off the racing line and into that wet stuff, it just grabs the wheel and you're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really just pulls. As Nasty is applying the pressure to Johnny Boy, but it's a long way till that penalty gets served. So he's going to either stick behind him and pass them the easy way or do it the hard way. Going back up to McNaughty. He is definitely gaining on Sheldologist.
Seconds, yeah. Not as fast as the last race, though.
No, they really just caught up to Pyro quite quickly.
Yeah, Jorge was... Yeah.
And yeah, it would appear that the Genesis eats through its tires quite a bit more than Sheldologist is showing us that the GTR is a little kinder, but now that the track has dried out, it really does start to eat through those. We're going to see that tire wear go quite a bit more. And he'll come into the pits, assuming put on a pair of mediums or do the soft medium strategy that we saw several drivers do. McNaughty definitely filled up his fuel tank when he stopped for his racing medium, so I imagine he's going to try to go the rest without pitting. We'll see if he's actually able to make that happen, though. Because pretty much everyone else had to come back in for either tires or fuel. And Fernando has caught up, but unfortunately has that penalty. So Slowpoke making its way around the carousel, has a rather shiny Corvette in his mirrors, but I'm sure he has looked back to see that it won't be in his mirrors for much longer once they make it onto that long straight. I just love that Hardy's livery. I really do.
It is a good looking livery. I have to agree.
Ooh, McNervy loses it, and it also... Ooh. Yeah, they're just struggling to keep it on that dry line, unfortunately, and now we got the Austin Powers turn.
Traction control.
Yep, he's going to go a little wide there.
Yep.
And it's wet. Not much you can do. Unfortunately, does a good job not to just crash into anybody getting back on the track. But that drops him back into P12. Still able to stay ahead of Iron Fix and Chase. But 12th, I'm sure, is not what they had in mind when they started this race. Chase all the way in the back on the racing mediums in the beautifully green AMG. They had that incident in lap 1 with the 4-second penalty forcing another driver off the track.
That's right.
McNaughty, ooh, is going to take this position back here very soon.
There he is. That's right.
Making that Lamborghini work. You can see Sheldala just not moving nearly as fast.
Well, Shell, when McNaughty pitted for his pit, is in, I think, P7. So we'll see where he comes out, if it was a gain or a loss for him in the overall.
With several of the incidents and those penalties, it might end up being a gain.
It
If
might,
everyone,
yeah.
if everyone had kept it clean, probably not. But there is enough that happened in that.
Does Shell go onto the mediums now? Might do this as a one-stop pit.
I think you have to, because you lose so much time in that third lap on the inners.
Yep.
And ooh,
He's in.
oh, a little bit of a bump there. Fernando staying ahead. How did he manage to stay ahead with that penalty? Interesting. Oh no, Fernando!
No!
Oh, well. Oh no! Come on. Whew, that. Oh no, a disaster. Coming up here. Yep, he cuts that corner a little bit. Is he just too eager on? Oh, the curb. Got a little bit of that curb, and then it's wet offline here. It's all wet right there, and just that Corvette spins its tires. Hate to see it. McNaughty now up into P1, T-Rex arms. And we see McNaughty going across. So Sheldologist came out in P6. So that was a gain.
Yeah.
And he's got drivers in front and behind him, so.
Full tank on racing mediums.
Interesting. Racing mediums. Can you get them up to temperature? Keep it on the dry line. They cut half of the GP circuit off right there. It seemed like this race had gotten really spread out, and now it's all bunched together again. So we got McNaughty in the lead, T-Rex Arms in P2, Slowpoke in P3, with 3 laps remaining, or 3.5, 3 3/4. Slowpoke has T-Rex Arms in his sight, a little far off.
Slowpoke must have had some issues too, because when they went to the pits, he was only like 3 seconds behind McNaughty.
Well, he
Now
had
he's at 15.
something happened because he was with Fernando, and then Fernando had his big penalty, but they came out the end of the straight with Fernando ahead until Fernando spun out. So, yeah, something happened at the end of that lap, perhaps, as we get another yellow flag briefly, but is now cleared. McNaughty seems to be good.
He's losing
Very good
time though.
lead. And he went off.
It was McNaughty. He
Ooh.
was losing chunks of time there.
He got very lucky to spin the right way around.
Right? I never get that lucky.
Nope, and that's allowed T-Rex Arms to catch up quite a bit. And, yep.
And Slowpoke, yeah.
It looks like we might get a little bit of a battle for the win here. I like what I'm seeing. The 3 of them are streets ahead, as they say. In 3 different cars, but all MRs. All MRs. Lambo, the Porsche, and the Alpha. The CBR guys are making me hungry, y'all. They really are. I didn't eat enough before this started, and now I'm looking at Hardee's. There aren't any Hardee's anywhere close to me, but I'm thinking, how can I get some Hardee's? Oh, I guess I could go to Arby's. That's close enough. Oh, as T-Rex Arms gets on the wet, goes wide, and there we go. Right on through. Thank you very much. Hardee's Mobile into P2.
And now Slowpoke's back to his 3 seconds.
Wow.
Naughty.
What a roller coaster this is. And they keep it on the track. Everybody just seems to be swapping positions. There's a little less discipline on staying on that line, but now the track is pretty much completely dried out except for the curb, so the driver should have a much better time as far as keeping it pointed in the right direction. And McNaughty has not lost touch. They're still in sight. Almost be to the advantage of these two guys to work together a little bit if they could, just to catch up to McNaughty. And but they are not teammates, so they'll do whatever. If he had another CBR driver with him, you know exactly that's what they would be doing.
Nasty. P4 in that Mustang.
Wow. In the Mustang. Going purple, but I'm sure everyone is going to be going purple as the track has dried out and everyone on slicks. And he is on the softs, is that correct? Yes, he is on the softs. So he is going to have to stop again. Judging on the fuel, that's
I
definitely
think everybody's
going
to have to, except for Shell.
You think so? Interesting.
So.
I was thinking McNaughty might be able to pull it off, but yeah. Gonna be a real challenge, Johnny boy. Plenty of fuel on the medium. See, I think. And there's Shell. Getting some pressure from behind by Slick in the BR. Getting a whole bunch of Nissan in his face as they come into the carousel. How do they do here? Keep it tight. Ooh, Sheldologist definitely handled that one better. Allowed to pull a little bit of a gap there from Slick. Give him a little more breathing room. So, how many races do we have for season 2? What's the total amount?
Total is 13.
Oh.
9 regular season races and 4 final races.
And
Oh yeah, and
all-star race.
there's also an all-star race in the middle, so 14 total.
Holy cow. Good on Shaggy Doo for getting this put together.
A lot of work he did to put this together.
A lot of work. Geezer Gears in P8 starting last really didn't hurt him too much. Allowed him to move forward with all the chaos.
Yeah, just slowly, methodically, just keep him going.
And who was the other one that didn't qualify? That was Johnny Boy, correct?
Johnny Boy, yeah.
So Johnny Boy's up ahead. Very nice. As you and I got to spend several days there with Geezer Gears.
We did.
The 24 hours of Daytona.
Heck yeah.
A lot of fun to meet everybody in person, and he made the very long drive down to Daytona. Nervy P11. Yeah, he's kind of in no man's land now.
We had that spin, and then the 3
Right.
second pit lane penalty.
Right. The penalties, they're rearing their ugly heads. It's almost like we're
Yeah.
at the Red Bull Ring or something.
Right.
With Iron Fix, who also has had their share of incidents, but I do love their livery. Might be my favorite one of this race. It is. It looks good. It looks good. And Chase bringing up the rear. And the bright green AMG. Oof. McNaughty able to build a good gap now.
A little bit, yeah.
And it looks like Nasty is in the pits. Getting off those softs, going to put on mediums and fill up for the end of the race. And Slick also going into the pits, currently on the medium, so we'll see if he slaps on the softs. And that allows everyone else to move up.
Yep, show up to P5.
Yeah, I do not envy y'all who are doing this race, because it's a lot. It is a lot. Coming around into the Mercedes-Benz arena.
Looks like about a quarter tank per lap. So we've got 3 laps, 3/4 of a tank. It's gonna be
Just
close.
enough. Yep, and we saw plenty of drivers run out of fuel
Yep.
during various parts of their stints, so they're going to have to be mindful. But it's so easy in a race like this to kind of forget to be checking.
Yeah.
Especially this isn't one where you can take your eyes off the road and flip through your menu options and check it. And then for those in VR, that's a whole nother can of worms. Johnny Boy up into P4, starting from the back. P4, and based on what you were saying, he will have to refuel.
Yep.
He's only got half a tank left. So gonna have to consider that. Maybe one lap on the softs.
Yep. Or
So, yep.
if he's smart, I would just pit at the end of this one, use your 2 laps on softs.
There you go.
Increase your time overall.
Absolutely. So you're watching this, Papa. What has anything changed about what you were planning on doing tomorrow, or is what we've seen kind of what you were wanting to do?
Due to the lack of practice, I mean, I've learned absolutely a lot during these couple races, but it was about what I expected it to be. I knew the first couple laps were definitely going to be intermediates. The thought had crossed my mind about trying to push that 3rd lap just for my own safety's sake. But I don't know. I like the strategy of only having to pit once.
Yeah. Well,
but
I mean, for some of these drivers, it definitely paid off. They would have done better to stay on the inters for one more lap with all the incidents we saw.
Right.
Yeah. It's just kind of, I guess it depends on the skill level in your split of the other drivers around you. Like Shell has definitely took advantage of all those mistakes made, even though he was overtaken by McNaughty and Slowpoke, but still. I like what he did. I think, unfortunately, Pyro in the split he was in, that strategy didn't work out because everybody was able to keep it on the dry line. But depending on the other people in your split might also affect how you select your tires.
Yep. I mean, I'm in split too, so I mean, we got people like there's a lot of fast people in mine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it, like you said, it really depends on the character of the race.
Indeed. McNaughty, he had that one incident, but other than that, he seemed to be pretty solid. Yeah. Not really having much issue. And now he's got enough gap that he could have another incident if he wants to. Or not wants to, but does.
Right.
And still be okay. He pushes through. I do like the purple and green. It's a good color combo. Reminds me of Ninja Turtles.
It always reminds me of the Joker.
Oh, yeah, Joker too. Yeah. Yup. Zilla rocking the Lexus. I believe the only Lexus in this particular split.
Johnny's in the Lexus.
Oh, Johnny's in the Lexus. Yes. I was thinking he was in the GTR, but you're right. It is the Dr. Pepper Lexus.
At the end of this lap, should see 2 or 3 more pit. At least. See if anybody's going to be gutsy and have to try and stretch it the, 5 laps
Yeah.
on the medium.
I think it's more fuel issue than tire issue on these for those running on the mediums.
Right.
Yep. McNervy is feeling the pressure of Nasty.
Yeah, McNervy, he's definitely going to have to stop again for fuel. Maybe just splash of gas, but...
Yeah, no
Or-
need to...
Again, hit here, get your gas and soft tires and go.
Mm-hmm. Because we have seen how much quicker that soft is over the medium. But it falls off. But with how few laps they have left, they should be okay.
Yeah.
To just do 2 more laps on the softs. We've seen that work in qualifying, no problem. And Nasty did pit already, so isn't going to have to pit again. So Nasty's going to gain that position from McNervy, no questions. I'm enjoying this. It kind of seemed like when we started there was going to be only one way to do it, and then we were quickly proved wrong.
Right?
On that, and I appreciate it because on paper it seems so simple.
Yeah.
On paper it seems simple, but clearly it is not. Not simple at all, but Nasty definitely should move up a position or 2 as we also see Geezer Gears up there. Not too far off in the distance. Geezer Gear in the red and black PHG Ferrari, looking smooth. They're going to need tires and fuel because they're on the racing softs at the moment. So that's now 2 positions for Nasty.
Looking at his tire wear, it just looks like it's probably his 3rd lap on those softs.
Yeah.
'Cause those
As
weird-
McNaughty is in the pits.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, now McNervy is gaining and gonna get the move done. No, he's on the outside. Does he get ahead? He gets ahead.
Around the
Very
outside.
nicely done. Around the outside,
Yep.
indeed. Very nicely done. Let's watch this again. McNervy,
He caught him
Oh.
quick.
Hey, man.
really quick. Oh, a little issue coming out of the
Carousel.
uh-huh. Gonna allow him brave around the outside.
Yeah,
Almost
what?
onto the grass. That was, woo, that was close.
Slowpoke's in 2. T-Rex is in. Top 3 made their hits. Johnny's in before. Shell should drive right on by.
Yep,
There he goes.
stays out. Is that Shell Dodges up into P3?
Nice.
Yeah,
Woo! Looking good. Oh, no,
You
T-Rex arms coming out. They're going to race it
Got
into
him.
turn
Battle.
1. Got him. Got him. Very nice. Very nicely done.
T-Rex is on the fresher tires, so you should be able to hold on to Shell pretty easy.
It's a matter of getting him up to temperature on the medium, so it's a fresher tire, but it's not a compound advantage.
Right. Yep.
It will turn into which one's going to be faster, the worn softs or the worn mediums.
Right. And who can keep it on track, because we still have this lap and 1 more to go. It's a long race.
So did McNaughty and Slowpoke get tires or just a splash of gas?
Looks like
got
Slowpoke.
tires.
Yep. And McNaughty is so far ahead.
That's
Oh my
what I'm
goodness.
thinking. He just got.
No, he got fresh
No, he
tires
got
too.
tires.
Went
he
on the
got softs
softs.
on.
Yeah, he's
Went
gone.
for that faster lap
Yep, he's gone.
to get that extra point.
Yep.
Very nice. Oh, he runs wide. Keep it straight. All right,
He's
there
just-
we go.
He's just looking for the entertainment value of keeping the too tight.
Time to have fun.
Yeah.
Enough of this serious racing. Let's have fun.
I mean, we could say his name a bunch more times. Just messing with you, dude.
Seal his fate. With
Yeah.
the commentator's curse. Back on board with Slowpoke, who's also kind of just, you know, P2 looking nice.
Yeah,
Pretty
9 seconds
far
ahead of
off.
Shell.
Yep. Shell's going to be under pressure from T-Rex. Johnny Boy and Nasty are all going to be right there. Well, actually, he's pulled away
A little bit.
from T-Rex arms. Considering T-Rex came out of the pits right as Shell was going into turn 1. Looking good. Tire wear not seeming to be much of an issue at the moment. It is a very long lap. And he's got one more to do after this, but barring any mistakes, it's looking like P3 is looking pretty good. But as we've seen, mistakes are made. Tend to happen quite often. But the track is nice and dry.
Well, that's the good part.
Actually, T-Rex is gaining on him now. He's got it under 2 seconds. Slightly fresher tires.
That little
And a-
4C can turn on a dime too.
Yep. I was gonna say very different car.
Yeah.
The four. Oh, as he runs wide, but he keeps it going. Tires are gonna be a bit dirty, and he runs wide again into the barrier. A little bit of damage. That is front right wheel damage and bumper damage. That is gonna hinder him, and his tires are dirty, going through a very twisty part of this track. So as we spoke, he went off. Sorry about that, T-Rex. My bad. Johnny Boy.
Being 3
Seen it.
seconds to T-Rex with all that.
Indeed. And Johnny Boy on softs. Has plenty of fuel. But those softs will start to fall off by the end of the next lap. Because while we did see in qualifying the tires last as long, they were all being so slow and gentle on their out laps. And this they are pushing on their out lap. It is going to be a bit more tire wear. As we do have a battle here for, looks like P7.
Yeah. Ooh, nasty one a little wide. Got a tighter battle now.
KW putting the pressure on Slick in VR, so you know Slick's going to be looking up at his mirrors in that VR and seeing Azilla ever present as he goes a little deep, but not bad. That keeps it on the track. Because now he's got to start focusing his attention to Nasty and ignore the car looming in his mirrors.
Put his horse blinders on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? And it looks like Zilla is able to take advantage of the slipstream on this not so straight, long portion of the track, but it's pretty flat out except for there. A little bit of a lift. It looked like Slick hit the brakes a bit, and that has allowed Zilla to really get on the back of him, coming into a heavy braking zone here. Getting it slowed down. And around they go, still staying in the same order. Coming up to the carousel. How do they do here? Keep it tight. And they're off. Everybody continuing on in the same order. No positions to be gained, but keeping it close. Coming around, approaching, what, 3/4 of the second to last lap. These guys have to be tired. To stay focused this long, as we know, is not easy.
And looking at the mini map, it looks like McNaughty is just flying.
Noddy's checked out. And it looks like, okay, now we got Slick putting that pressure on. Ford versus Ferrari versus Lexus. This is a very tricky part of the track to follow closely as we see Zilla falls back a little bit, goes offline, loses that toe. But Slick able to stay in the toe. No issues there. Does have a couple assists on to help them, which makes sense. This is such a challenge.
They should make a movie about that, Ford versus Ferrari.
Nobody would watch that.
Yeah.
Now Toyota versus Honda. Oh no! What happened? I couldn't. Did they touch the curb?
Yeah, he hit the grass.
Oh
Coming into the
my
braking.
goodness!
Ouch.
Coming in here. Oh, they slide out.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hate to see it.
Tires said I done with traction.
Yeah, maybe Shaggy. That's an option. Christian Bale as a race car driver.
No, nobody would buy that.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you gonna do? Add I can't think of who's the other person in that movie. I just went blank.
You ruined it, TKs.
I ruined it. I was like, wait a minute, who's in that movie? Good movie. I've seen it. I promise.
It's a great movie, actually.
And Zilla now gets ahead, or is ahead of Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty coming back.
Got him on the straight. Slipped to his advantage.
They got Zilla got lucky not to get collected with Slick when Slick went off. The ghosting worked really well in that situation.
Thanks, Claude. You taught us well, man.
Hey, Flawed. Thank you, thank you. And we are on the final lap now. Battle for P6 on the screen. Sheldologist up into P3. And looking good. You know, he's too far off of Slowpoke and plenty of space between him and T-Rex Arms. Making that one-stop strategy look really good. It's what Pyro was wanting to do, but just couldn't quite make it happen. T-Rex Arms in P4. Again, good gap in front, good gap behind. Making that Alpha work for them in their Jurassic Park livery. You know, I haven't been big on those new Jurassic Park movies, but this newest one coming out looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Johnny Boy and the Lexus P5 as he enters the Nordschleifer and goes, ooh, a little deep, gets a little close to Barry R, just making sure they're still friends, and keeps it going.
It's a little bit of a smooch.
A little smoochy smooch. Never heard anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
McNervy back in P9. You can see KW a little ways in the back there. With a great looking car, gotta say. Gotta love that snake skin. And then Geezer Gears back in P11. Not able to quite pull off what Johnny Boy did in starting from the back, unfortunately. As the two of them opted not to qualify. And then Chase in P12. Entering the Nordschleifer for the final time. I mean, McNaughty's over a minute ahead. That is insane.
A veteran livery on the AMG there.
Yeah, indeed. And then we got Iron Fix, who's had a bit of a roller coaster. But also has a great looking car, so that's fine.
Indeed.
Coming through in the Audi R8. I don't think we have... Is he the only Audi driver that we have?
I think so.
Yes, he is.
So too.
He's the only Audi driver. So in this race, we have the only Alfa Romeo and T-Rex Arms. We have the only Audi and Iron Fix. We have the only Dodge with KW.
McNaughty's gone purple. He's looking for that quick lap.
Flying, McNaughty. Flying. He said, "This is my." He had to be frustrated with qualifying during the week. He was not planning on being in this split. That's for sure.
No.
So he's definitely gonna maximize the number of points because each split has a different level of points. Obviously, the higher split you're in, the more points you get. So it's going to be the most points he can get this week and then try to qualify better for next week and get into a different split to earn more points.
Yep. He's gotten the 5 points for the pole, 5 points for the most laps led. Didn't get the fastest lap.
But Slowpoke is trying to make sure he doesn't because he's gone purple as well. It'll be interesting to see which one of them can pull off that fastest lap or if somebody else further back can make it happen as we see T-Rex arms in sight of Sheldologist, but Sheldologist still having a good lead on him, trying to hold on to that P3. They're coming around for the final parts of the Nordschleifer. Get through all these twisty turnies. There's quite a few. Johnny Boy back in P5, and he can see T-Rex arm. So, and just behind him is Zilla. So things are starting to bunch up a little bit here on the final lap. All it takes is one mistake, and we've seen plenty of those.
Right. What I haven't seen is the fuel issues that we saw from the first race.
You're right. I think
everybody learned.
Mm-hmm. I agree. They were like, wait a minute, we don't need to be, just get fuel. Just get fuel.
Yeah.
The fuel rate doesn't, fill-up rate doesn't seem to be too high to hurt you that bad to get the fuel.
I think it's set at 10 liters.
Okay. Yeah, indeed, Shaggy. Always take a bit extra because when you spin out, you end up burning more fuel. Yep. It's always good to go a little bit past that dot. And McNervy trying to apply the pressure to Slick. Just make him aware that you're there. Force a mistake. Now, he seems to be gaining on him quite a bit now. He is on the back of him as they go through these curves. He's on the soft tires, and he is moving. Get on the brakes a little bit, coming down. Got a right-hander. I love this part of the track. Into the second right-hander. To go up the hill. Really, abusing those curbs. And he goes purple. Just isn't quite close enough to do anything. He needs Slick to make a mistake. Nope, he thinks better of it. But they're okay. Yeah, that was a little lag. But now he's going for it. He's going to be,
nice.
He made that look easy. As he continues to go purple. McNaughty.
Here we go.
Now his fuel is low, but he's got enough. Across the line.
Fastest
winner
lap.
and fastest lap. Will it stand? As now we got Slowpoke, CBR, coming into the final turns.
And he was purple at one point on those mediums, so.
Yes, he was. There, we saw several drivers go purple that lap, so it'll be interesting.
He's already in the 8s.
Nope. All right, P2 locked in. They all come down this long straight. Sheldologist should be getting close to crossing the line. Gets into the braking zone.
All right.
There's T-Rex arms right behind him. Oh, T-Rex is just wishing they had one more lap. Or
Right.
maybe not.
Yeah.
He might be done. Oh, and look how close Johnny Boy.
Ooh.
Oh, and Zilla. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
McNulty still has fastest lap. Nasty gonna come across the line next.
Nice show for that
Nobody's-
Mustang.
Whew, P7 for Nasty. Followed by McNervy and Slick. Still McNulty holding on to that fastest lap. KW in the Viper approaching the end for P10. And across the line.
Nope.
Into the wall. Followed by Geezer Gears P11.
Out
McNulty
of
still
gas.
holding on. Oh, and out of gas. Chase.
And Chase might be out too.
Yeah. Close to it.
Close to it, yeah.
Iron Fix does have gas, but he is in last. Unfortunately, we did lose Fernando Button in this race. Unfortunately, I believe he had had enough.
Went to the garage early.
Uh-huh.
Nice race.
Well done, everybody. Well, Sheldologist made the one stop work.
He did.
He made it work
Got a
very,
podium out
very
of it.
well. But
Nice
McNulty,
job. Congrats, McNulty.
pole position. Wait, did he not get fastest lap?
No, it.
It
Yeah,
might just be the lobby.
Look,
We'll
yeah,
have to see. Because usually it says... No, he did. Okay.
he got it, yeah.
Well, Papa, you want to take us through the order here?
My pleasure. Mr. McNulty, non-PHG, because he won't ever join, even though he's been asked 100 times, with P1 in the Huracan. With the fastest lap of 7:59.208. Followed closely behind with a great race by Slowpokes from CDR. P2, PHG Shell with his one-stop strat with P3. There's your podium finishers. Nice job, you guys. Congrats. Mr. T-Rex Arms in the little 4C, P4. BHR, Johnny Boy with the RCF. P5, another RCF right behind him with RSR Zilla. PHG Nasty in that Mustang in P7. McNervy following behind him in the Genesis, the Hyundai. Then in P9, in the Ferrari, we've got PHG Slick, PHG K-Dubs in the Viper, P10, P11, PHG Geezer Gears in another Ferrari. In the Mercedes, the P12, we have AGRT Chase, P13 in the Audi R8, PHG Iron Fix. Nice job. And again, the early finisher went to the garage. BHR Fernando with the Corvette C7 following, wrapping it up in P14. Outstanding job, everybody.
That was a lot of racing tonight. That was
That
a lot of racing.
Yes, it was.
Leo, let me hear your thoughts on what we saw today.
We saw these guys be a lot more brave than our first group of people. Whether it was they were going to push it to the limit, and then they saw that that limit was beyond theirs, and you know it's not fun for them, but it was fun for us to watch. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of people spun, but
Indeed.
all in all, no like dive bombs of any kind. You know, from in the rain, it was a lot more eventful.
Indeed. Indeed. And how about you, Papa?
I thought both races definitely showed about 3 or 4 different tire strats
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have to consider. How many laps do you, even for qualifying, do you go out on the IMs or do you take it easy on the RS and wait till the track dries? Or even in the race itself, do you go 2 laps or 3 laps on the intermediates to start the race? 3 laps making it a 1-stop race. If you do the two laps, make it a 2-stop race, do you get your racing mediums or racing softs first? Depends on what you want to finish on. And watch that fuel.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, in this last race, I mean, we did see Johnny Boy go from last to fifth. Incredible.
Yeah.
Sheldologist making the one-stop work. We saw dominance from Jorge. We saw dominance from McNaughty. I mean, we got a lot. It was for them being the same race. We got two very different races.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that was fun to see. And we have two more tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
I'm streaming it, so I should know. I do have it scheduled already. So yeah, 1 p.m. Central tomorrow. Join us for those races. Our man behind the curtain here, Salamander, running the production. It's his channel. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Salamander, do you have anything you want to say about the races today?
You know, I mean, as you guys mentioned, they were two very different races. A lot of different strategies played out. There seemed to be a main one in the first race, and there was certainly some lessons learned that we saw going into the second race. But yeah, I mean, really entertaining to watch. There's an awful lot going on. You know, there's some times where there's races can be very much a follow the leader, and even though we saw that in the first race for that first lap, it was impressive seeing them do that in the rain. So really fun set of races. I'm kind of looking forward to doing this tomorrow myself.
Yes. And so tomorrow we will have you racing, possibly Leo, depending on what his schedule ends up doing, and Papa
Leo
for
better
sure.
be there.
So we got these three guys racing tomorrow. I will be in the booth. Probably won't hear as much from me, depending on who's able to join, but I will be running the stream and the broadcast side of things, and we'll chirp in when I can. But that is all we have for y'all tonight. Thank you so much for being here and for, again, liking, subscribing. Thanks to all the racers. Well done, everybody, and everyone in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, but I'll let Salamander close us out since it is his stream. But take care, y'all.
Yeah, thanks, TKs. Good job, you guys, all for running the broadcast here. This, again, was a really fun one to watch. So I'll reiterate that. You know, thank you, everybody, for watching. This is a really fun set of races to do. We enjoy putting this on for everybody. And yeah, make sure to tune in to TK's channel tomorrow to pick up the splits 2 and 4. They will likely be equally as entertaining. So until then, everybody, take it easy. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.
The engine's roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle down, never wanna let up. Great racers, yeah, better people. Rising like a phoenix, ain't no sequel. PHG, baby, we roll the steeple. Great racers, better people. people. Better people. Better people. Engines roaring life in the fast lane. PHG, we've been named, tearing up the game. Thunder on the track, speed never go lack. Pushing limits, breaking barriers, and looking back. Tires screaming as we take that turn. Fuel and fire in our hearts we burn. Opponents in the mirror, they can't keep up. Keep the throttle